Are you ready? Can crush us. It don't really get no better than this the podcast that you're looking for. If you're really heavy into wrestling, hosted by the Mark. Energy that's so amazing. Gotta keep it entertaining. Rep the Can Crusher Nation. Yeah, you know what's going down in the ring. Lights out when you hit a ding ding. Knock them out like boom, bada bing. Hold it down, you can crown me the king. Got a shout out to the Miz and Duke the Dumpster. We choke slamming everybody, power driving, hit them with a face buster. Yeah, this the show you need, and it ain't no need for waiting. Mark, hold it down for the Can Crusher Nation. All about wrestling and keep it entertaining. Can Crushers Wrestling Podcast. Time to break them, let's go. Yeah, Can Crushers. Yeah, Can Crushers. Let's go.
What's going on, everybody? It's me, the King of Commentary, your boy, JC, and I love the Can Crushers podcast. Stay tuned for more. Thank you so much. JC, out.
Loud as shit.
I hope you guys enjoy that.
This is what happens when we actually record live with each other.
Right, Can Crushers are on locations at the Jenks Mansion.
We are, yeah, mansion's a very loose term I would apply to the homestead here, but yeah, we are live and in charge.
And I'm still going to look at the computer because you're actually right across from me. Welcome to Can Crushers, ladies and gentlemen. Mark the Mark alongside in the home of Sir Michael Jenks, and it's about damn time, as Lizzo said.
It's about damn time. In a minute, I'm going to need a little bit of something to pump me up.
A cinnamon roll? Is that what it is?
I think maybe it is cinnamon roll. I mean, something's got to get Lizzo pumped up.
Oh, yeah. Oh, by the way, this is... If it wasn't for AEW, probably, and it's sad to say.
AEW came through in the clutch for us so that we could bless each other with our presences this holiday season.
Yes.
Let's go with that. And finally get you up to the homestead. Introduce the Bailey.
She hated me for the first 5 minutes. Absolutely hated me.
And then she's a foodie, so we gave her a treat. You gave her a treat. Now she's fine. Yep. Content she's asleep by the door over here.
Taking that nap, getting ready to make her live presence. No.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be very loud very quickly because we don't record out in the dining room. I don't record in the dining room at all.
No,
so
but with everything,
we needed to do that with all the setup and all that. So we needed the space, and it's going to be fun.
It's been a minute since I've talked to you as well. Because, Listen, everybody knows we recorded last week's show a month and a half ahead of time, essentially. It's what it's felt like.
It has been. It's felt really long time. We've had a holiday in between. You've had travels across multiple states. I've had travels across one state.
Yeah, but multiple counties 6 or 7 times.
Yeah, but well, a lot of times, very much so. But, yeah, it's been a hot minute. So we got to start off. How are you?
Was your Thanksgiving good, first and foremost? Because I ate everybody's saying like, you guys already talked about Thanksgiving. Fuck you. We didn't really. So
yeah. No, we got with the explicits here, ready to go. We didn't get a chance to talk about Thanksgiving. Mark came in, we chatted a little bit, exchanged some pleasantries and that, and then got set up for what we're doing now. So
hell freezes over Can Crushers.
Yeah, right. But Thanksgiving was good. I did not eat that much on Thanksgiving because there was no time to.
Oh, touche.
So Thanksgiving started at the turkey trot, walked the 5K, did that with my sister, ended up booking it back to the house, went to my mom's to pick her up for the family Thanksgiving that was happening, took her, the turkey, stuffing, all over to my sister's house, dropped them off, was there for 20 minutes, and then pieces, deuces, I gotta go because I gotta go to Pittsburgh now. Picked up Kimberly on the way, hit Pittsburgh, spent the Thanksgiving dinner with her family, enjoying the meal. Didn't want to eat a lot because I don't want to be tired driving back. So, and then ended up taking her mom and Kimberly back home, dropped them off in Meadville, and then I just crashed in Meadville.
Did you get a plate at least for the next day?
Not
leftover
from there, but mom and sisters and all that came through because when I came back, I had 5 Tupperware containers full plus pie. So I had 2 slices of pumpkin, chocolate silk, and an apple. So I had a lot of good pie.
So Friday, though, was your food Thanksgiving.
Oh, Friday I came home, stuffed my face with a lot of food. Then, well, actually, let me take a step back on Friday. So Friday was in Meadville, Stayed till about 1 o'clock. Kimberly wanted to go to the thrift store Black Friday. There's a point to the story, and I'll get to it in a second.
Fine.
I was there. She saw a couple things she liked. She liked the little bears and all that. I'm like, okay, that's cool. But I kind of ushered her away and said, well, you know what? I'm leaving in 20 minutes anyways. Once I drop her off, I'll come back, pick them up, go. Dropped her off, came back. They're gone. Okay.
Of course.
Yeah, of course. But that wasn't the saving grace of the trip. That was the saving grace of the trip, I actually should say. Driving home on 79, traffic starts backing up. As we're slowly progressing forward, here comes the ambulance, here comes a fire truck, here comes another ambulance. I'm like, oh shit. There was an accident probably 10 minutes before I got there, and it was probably a 10-minute trip to the thrift store and then back out onto 79 to travel home. So whatever that trip...
Without jinxing yourself.
Yeah, without jinxing myself, that trip saved me from whatever happened in that incident. So they're off the side of the road. There's an accident there. Come home. I indulge in some turkey, some good food. You hear the knocking because it's my refrigerator, because it's going to take off at some point. Yeah, it's going to go. You got to go. But
my headphone just kicked in, by the way.
But so I did that. Then I ended up going out and see my sister because I was like, all right, well, I got nothing better to do. Let's go hang out with them for a little bit. Hung out with them, got some gumbo and to bring home.
Gumbo?
Yeah, from their little dive bar that they have in town here. Got some gumbo from it. Got a Greek omelet too, randomly at night. It was fantastic. They have strings. They can pull strings.
You legit had every food group.
Every
cuisine.
I went off the rails on Friday, and it was very nice. So that was my Thanksgiving 2 days. Really. How was your Thanksgiving?
Of course, garbage men only get Christmas off, so I had to work Thanksgiving morning. Worked until about 9 o'clock, and we kind of did that and whatever. Went home, took a power nap before we had Thanksgiving because Ethan had to work till 2 o'clock. They kept the grocery store open till 1, and then you have to do the cleaning afterwards.
Oh, my God.
El Piso? Yeah. So we only ate around 3, and everybody knows where I went after, and we'll get into that story too. So I'm that guy at like 4 looking at the clock. I got to go to sleep pretty soon. Well, wait, my brother didn't come over. The brother from Pittsburgh that we're BFFs as well.
Yeah.
Well, shit, I got to see Joey. Oh, wait, we're going to call Aunt Deb. She's getting ready to go to bingo, so we have to call her. I'm like, it's getting right. They had bingo in Florida on Thanksgiving. Yeah, retirement home. We'll just leave it at that.
Okay, that's fair.
So all of a sudden, and everybody's like, shut up, Mark. It's like 7 o'clock. And I'm like, I'm waking up in like 5 hours to leave for WrestleCade.
God.
I was up in 4 hours as a child, packed and ready to go. I took a Monster, I grabbed a coffee from Sheetz, and I found a new thing that I eat every time that I go. And everybody's like, it's been around for a while, but trail mix. Oh, it does everything you need it to. It filled me up. It gave me that high on candy.
Yeah.
I stopped one time in my 7-hour trip. And if you look from where I live to where WrestleCade is, it's an 8-hour trip. I stopped one time and I was there. Opened the doors with the people of WrestleCade. They're like, because Tracy Myers, who runs WrestleCade, knows me. We've had a connection over years. He's like, did you leave this morning? I'm like, I did. He's like, and you're here already? I'm like, I am. He's like, stuff doesn't start for 2 hours. I know. Come on in, Mark.
Well, at least you could go in for a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, but granted, it was 45, 50 down there, and I roll up with a hoodie because it's hoodie weather until March for both of us, no matter what.
Yeah.
In shorts.
Yep.
Other people coming into North Carolina are not ponchos, parkas and gloves, and they're like, where the hell are you from that you have shorts on? I'm like, well, Pennsylvania. The ass crack of Pennsylvania. So this is warm for us at this time of the year.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I never wrap my head around the people with parkas on in 50-degree weather. And that's because we're from Pennsylvania. And it snows like a motherfucker up by the lake, especially where you're at.
Yeah.
And in the mountains, as you go further east, it's just snow.
It hasn't been any warmer for us this whole week than 30.
Yeah.
That's high.
This was today was the highest it's been all week here, and it's 49. But earlier this week, 20s, it got down to single-digit wind chill, and we had snow.
You had a foot of snow.
We had a foot of snow.
We didn't get any of that.
We have a sun belt, foot of snow in the sun belt, up anywhere between 12 to 15 inches. I drove Tuesday night to Meadville because it was my anniversary on Tuesday night.
Happy anniversary, by the way.
Thank you. Traffic stop. You get to Edinburgh, wall of snow.
Yep.
Till about, I'm acting like you guys know where these towns are, but Sagertown, which is like about 13 miles away. So it's just snow. Traffic's moving at 45 on a highway that's supposed to be going 70. Everybody's got blinkers on. There's semis who are
done.
They're done. They're going off. I saw 3 accidents then. But there's semis also blowing past at like 65 miles an hour. Just like, whoa, this is nothing. Like, motherfuckers.
Scary as shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was bad up here. It was bad in the snow belts, but in Erie, maybe an inch.
Yeah. Well, about what is Corey? 45 minutes, maybe half an hour?
Yeah, half hour, 45 minutes.
As soon as I hit that on the way up, I'm like, holy shit, they got plowable snow up here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, man, I wonder what it's like at Jenks' area. And we got up here, and it's like, oh, it's just raining again.
Yeah, everything melted today.
Yeah.
You came, and everything just melted. So
Good.
thank you for coming.
Good. Hopefully it stays there. I mean, I brought the Jeep up, so
yeah.
Hopefully I don't need it.
You're good. It's only going to rain the rest of the weekend. So
knock on every piece of wood you have in your front of your
there's
house.
a shit ton of it now, thanks to Kimberly. Which I love her for. Don't get me wrong.
Say, we love you, Kimberly.
We do love her. And we love all the wood furniture that's now at my house.
It's beautiful. It really is. Yeah. I mean, it's not a bachelor pad anymore.
It's definitely not. This was, if you would have came up, actually in September.
When we had a plan.
When we had a plan, but
I
I decided to get COVID. It was a bachelor pad. Like, there was games, there was stuff. There was no, I think actually this had just been added at that time. This and that desk thing. But that buffet wasn't there. There's nothing there. That wasn't there. This coffee stand thing. I'm pointing to things and like this shit. I'm pointing at shit like people can look and see, but there's a lot of shit that was not here.
This, that, and the other was not here.
There's a lot of shit that was not here that we purchased.
We'll give you a walkthrough tour.
Yeah, we might need to post pictures or something. But yeah. So there was just a ton of shit that wasn't here because I'm a bachelor and I didn't need a ton of shit.
Right.
And Kimberly's like, well, we need a dining room table. You can't have this white rickety piece of shit running around here. She didn't say piece of shit because she's classy.
That you got from Big Lots on sale for $19.99.
It wasn't even that. Handed down from the family that has staples in the bottom of it because we used to put tablecloths over it for most of the time. But
how was the rest of your time? Because then you kind of settled down, and I'm saving all of the big stuff, the WrestleCade talk here for a minute.
No, that's fair. Rest of the time was good. There wasn't a lot going on. I think I went back down to see Kimberly Sunday. No, I didn't go on Sunday. It was Tuesday. We had our anniversary, just quiet night. Nothing big. Went to Applebee's, enjoyed it.
Say dinner at least?
Dinner at least. Yeah, I went to Applebee's, enjoyed it. Came back, relaxed, left there Wednesday morning so I could go to work and all that. So it's been mostly work and just hanging out. I don't live an exciting life outside of holidays apparently now. So
right.
It's
going to get tighter. It's going to get tighter as it comes.
It's going to get real fun. But all right, we got to know. WrestleCade, how was it? Let us know.
Probably one of the best I've went to.
Yeah.
And of the 5 or 6 or how many times I went. Unbelievable. Starting at noon on Friday until just busyness until Sunday night at, I think, because it started a little bit late, but it went longer, maybe like 7 o'clock Sunday night.
Oh, okay.
Didn't have time to sneeze the wrong way. It started with Jimmy Hart talking about all the music that he produced in WCW and WWEF at the time.
Yeah.
With him and Jim Johnson and just rolling like that. Interesting panel there. My favorite panel is probably called the 40-year conflict.
Okay.
That was Steamboat and Sergeant Slaughter when they were in the Mid-Atlantic time, setting up that tag team match. Slaughter and Kernodle against Steamboat and Strongbow.
Oh, okay.
So they're going for essentially the NWA Tag Team Champions and how they've changed everything. They started kind of pay-per-views, and I didn't know this. That kicked off what Starrcade meant. And then Starrcade, you know this, rolled into WWF saying, oh shit, they're doing this.
Yeah.
We have to do this. Closed circuit TV. I didn't know any of this until those two were just bantering back and forth like two, and I'm saying drunken idiots, but they were not drinking. But they were just had that friendship that this has not been talked about in 40 years. And they're like, it's 40 years. We want to talk about this. They came up on a panel and did it. That was unbelievable. Of course, the matches between GCW.
Oh, God, I could only imagine.
Yeah, Joey Janela, George South, Maki Ito. It was everything you imagined. Guys, you can go, by the way, seamless promotion, haphazardly. Title Match Network. You can watch all of this for like $14.99. You'll get the whole week over again. So GCW was on there. That was a good show. Saturday morning, the signing started, and listen, you guys know me for the years that we've been on, and Jenks knows me for much more. I went for autographs. By the way, spoiler, I got too wrapped up into wrestling.
Did you?
I didn't go to Durham. And I'm glad I didn't because they lost.
Yeah, it wasn't really worth the trip if they're going to lose, and then it was like, you got to take in the experience.
Right.
And I think
they're going to be at Duke again in 2 years.
Well, yeah, exactly. And you're going to be at WrestleCade in 2 years, and then you can stay there and just enjoy WrestleCade.
I mean, maybe they'll be at Duke earlier in the season.
Maybe.
And then it'll give me notes coming. Wait. So I stayed because I got some autographs.
Yeah.
Okay, and I got some cool merch and stuff like that. But it was me talking to Bobby Blaze for an hour and I'm probably the guy that I would bitch. So I apologize to anybody listening to when at WrestleCade that Bobby and I were having conversations with and everybody else and you as you're getting autographs, because I was that guy. I want, when I go to get an autograph, have it be anybody. Give me the 15 minutes or whatever you're going to give me.
Yeah.
Me and Bobby were just engulfed in the conversation, making fun of Brock's Boulder that he backed out because things came up and whatever. So we were shitting on him. Stu Young comes over in the midst of it.
Oh, yeah.
And just starts, I
love that picture, by the way. That was amazing.
I'm not a picture guy with wrestlers, but that one was just too much.
That was too good to pass up.
Yeah. So, but I also did that with other people, like Danny Moe from the Pittsburgh area. Her and Facade were down there. I talked to them. How was their trip? I just talked to everybody, and it was just, oh my God, the pit game started. Screw it.
Yeah.
Then it rolls into the Super Show, which the Super Show within itself is better than a lot of pay-per-views. And I'll throw AEW and WWE because you don't get any WWE talent at WrestleCade.
Right.
Because they contract. But you get the match of the weekend was Andrade against Speedball.
Oh, I believe that.
Unbelievable match. That's $14.99 right then and there, folks, to go buy that match.
Yeah.
But again, you get George South and Kerry Morton and Ricky Morton taking on Boosie and Violent J.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. George didn't, I'm going to spoil this one. George didn't want to hit a girl, so he didn't want to fight Allie Ketch. George leaves the Rock and Roll Express 2.0, joins the Juggalos, and beats the shit out of the Rock and Roll Express.
Are you serious?
Main event, it was supposed to be something with Danielson. Of course, you guys know Danielson couldn't wrestle. Main event turned out to be the Hardys against Heath and Rhino.
Oh, okay.
Listen, they're from right there in WrestleCade area.
Yeah.
It was. We've seen this match on SmackDown and every place else.
Yeah.
It was a good match, but then we went into the Jeff Hardy concert, which actually turned out to be acoustic, not rock and roll like we thought. It was good. It was still good. I don't want to spoil that. It was. It was good.
Okay. Well, no, that's fair. I just never thought I'd hear Jeff Hardy in an acoustic setting. Was he, let me ask this, was he playing the guitar or was he just singing?
6 of one, half of the other.
The other, got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not bad. That's Saturday. Sunday morning starts out, George South always leads prayer Sunday morning. Okay. And that's, listen, not Mr. Religious over here, whatever, I should probably be more. But it's so fun to go to like a non-dominational one and everything.
Yeah.
I went. George does his thing. Take that as you may. Then it rolled into the 40-year conflict, which I said was probably the best Q&A. Then it rolls into maybe an hour show of more autograph signings. Everybody on maybe the late card is signing in the morning. And then it rolls into Ladies' Night Out. Amazing event for Ladies' Night Out. Between Kelsey Regan and Izzy fucking Marino was there. I didn't get around to meet her, but before anybody jumps on me, I know she's young. I'm in love with her. I've never seen her wrestle.
Yeah.
She's fucking awesome.
I haven't seen her wrestle either, but I've seen she's pretty much has like Bayley's attire from that hugger phase, but she's awesome.
She's awesome. Tiffany Nueves, who is supposed to be the baddest person around, she's part of the baddies.
Yeah.
After she beat Izzy for the OVW and AML champ, I think it was AML championship, or was it the Impact? One of the other championships that were on the line. Oh, the Ladies' Night Out championship. Idiot. She then just said, hey, we've had people like Bayley that you love, and, not calling them the past. And then we have people like me and a couple other people she named. She's like, but you're the fucking, and she said fucking, you're the fucking future. I think she's just 18.
Oh, yeah.
You are the future. And everybody went, is he? She cried.
I believe it. I mean, if you think about it, you're that damn good. You're essentially a prodigy
Without
for the
a doubt.
women's division. Like what Nick Wayne is the prodigy to men, Izzy's going to be for the women.
By the way, Nick Wayne did wrestle. His neck was not hurt.
Spoilers.
Sorry.
But to that point, it brings up an excellent point. She's the future. And now I wouldn't be surprised because she's been wrestling for a couple of years now.
I think only at the beginning of this.
Really?
Maybe she's
been around it, and she's been training for a couple of years.
With Thunder Rosa and Mission Pro.
That's what it is, yeah. So, but still.
Legalities, depending on where she can go get a license.
License and all that stuff. But now, if she's 18.
Fair game.
She's had multiple years of training. She's going to pop up somewhere.
Year 1 on WrestleCade.
Yeah. She's going to pop up somewhere. She may get another year under her belt. I wouldn't be surprised if both major promotions come knocking at some point. Because
I think the PC would do great things for her.
Yeah.
But I also don't want her to lose her first. I would love her to go to Impact and or AEW first. Then if she wants to transition to retire Bayley in a couple of years.
Yeah. See, that's the tough part is when your love is what WWE was and what Bayley was in WWE. You're
without
going to do
doubt.
it. Yeah. But I think they'd play off the Izzy name.
Oh my God, they have to.
Yeah.
She's the Bayley crying girl. We didn't know that she was Izzy forever.
Exactly. She is literally built-in storyline, 10 years in the making, which, oh my God, it's almost 10 years in the making.
By the way, I'm shocked that yours isn't going crazy because we said that name like a million times right now.
What, Bayley?
Yeah.
She doesn't get up. She knows I talk about Bayley. She's got big eyes, but she's not going to get up. She's also lazy, but I love her to death. She's a little crazy when there's other dogs around, but she's
I should have brought Max and Maggie, is what you're saying?
Yeah, why not? They would have been fucking running. Oh. Although I will say, when my sister's dogs came over, they ran for 20 minutes, and then Bayley went to her chair. She was asleep the rest of the day. My other sister's dog was asleep. The puppy kept running around, and then he passed out 20 minutes later, and then that was it.
Touche.
Now, if I bring Kimberly's dog up here, she's chasing him up his butt and all that stuff because apparently they're BFFs. And
well, they're going to be brother-sister real soon, right?
They are going to be brother-sisters real soon, yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, digress. Yeah. Go back.
After Women's Night Out, there's another kind of like hour signing of the women come out, and they do some signings because they're getting the ring ready for AML the day after. And as you know, if you've been to a WrestleCade or anything, anything can happen on this. This is the AML pay-per-view, one of their big pay-per-views of the year.
Yeah.
The main event was Joey Janela against George South. That wasn't on GCW. Hardcore that hardcore could be. You had tables wrapped in barbed wire. You have bats wrapped in barbed wire. You had tacks. You had everything. Look at my pictures that I've posted on Can Crushers. George was bloody 30 seconds into the match.
Oh, yeah.
Janela took probably about 5 minutes before he's like, oh, shit, George has already lost a pint of blood. I better catch up. And talk about if you have a stomach, some people left.
Oh, I believe it.
Not me, though. I'm the one at the end. Hey, can I have a bloody door piece? They're like, no, you cannot have a bloody door piece. We don't know whose blood this is. I'm like, I don't care. Once again, though, if you've never been to a WrestleCade, tickets will go on sale again, February, March. There is a payment plan. I suggest that you use that instead of doing what I did. You can pay like...
Mark's not using that next year.
No,
Kelly, prepare.
You could pay like $20 a month to pay off your whole thing, depending on whatever package you buy. And it's just so nice to be around that many. I bet you, in the course of the weekend, 10,000 people went into the Benton Convention Center, whatever the hell it's called. I know it's Benton something.
Yeah. Oh, I believe it.
Unbelievable. And everybody just talks about this, about that, or about this, about that. And the merch there, listen, you could spend your year's check there.
Oh, I could imagine. That's got to be a pretty price. We talked about this for several months. You were budgeting. You were like planning out to the T.
You did. I went over anyway.
Well, you're going to go over anyways, but you figure out a buffer to kind of build in to be like, okay, I won't go bankrupt or have to sell a kidney at this point if I don't go over this amount, right? But
one bad thing about this, after I get through everything on Friday, because I didn't check into my hotel. I want a late check-in, yada, yada, yada. Get to the hotel, check in for Martinez. Yeah. What's the first name? Mark. Nope. Oh, it's my wife then, Kelly. Okay. Different hotel than I normally stayed at. We kind of booked a hotel. I don't know if it was not the same time in February or a day later, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, if Kelly's not here, you can't stay here.
What?
When I've been from San Francisco to Guam to New England to Texas.
Yeah.
Kelly books all of my hotels. She's got the booking app or whatever the hell she uses. It's always in Kelly's name. It's always Kelly's card, but when I'm there, you can then turn it over. Nope, you can't do this. You're fucking kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. And I'm not gonna throw the hotel place underneath the bucket because it might only be that place in Winston-Salem. So I was pissed. I'm like, cancel it. Well, we're still going to charge you $50. I said, I'm not doing anything. Mark came out then.
Yeah.
I'm not doing anything here. I'm not paying the $50. I will fight it on my credit card or whatever. Thank God it shares a hotel with another place, a parking lot with another place. Walk over. I'm red. This, and again, this is why I love going down there. The old Southern lady, and I mean it, I was nice. Hey, honey, what's wrong? Oh, well, we'll take care of you. You have a card? I'm like, yeah. I said, do you want my wife to book it? I don't know if you guys accept walk-ins because some hotels don't accept walk-ins anymore.
Yeah.
You're fine. Now, what happened? So I told her, she's like, oh, that place. Yeah, we get a lot of carryover from that anymore. I'm like, is that a thing in the hotel business? They're like, your uncle could book it, and as long as you show up and have money and or a card, we don't care.
Yeah.
I said, so that place, she's like, oh, no. They're also going through renovations that they work on stuff in the middle of the night.
Oh, fuck that.
And I'm like, are you kidding me?
Oh, no. Fuck that.
So I ended up, I probably spending $75 to $100 more than I wanted to on hotel, which, whatever. But I had a suite then instead of a bed.
Oh,
instead of a bed, and
Did you have like a jacuzzi going on there? Or
no. Well, there was like, do you want a queen size bed, and then like, I don't know, what do they call those couches that are like massive in your? Oh,
sectional. Yeah, because it's got a hook on it. Yeah.
Do you want a queen size bed and a sectional in your room, or do you want the California King? Well, I want the California King because I'm going to only be in here to sleep.
Yeah,
diagonally, sideways. Like you and our three dogs, my wife, and Kimberly all would have fit in this bed.
Oh, I believe it.
I didn't even move pillows on the other side. I'm like, I just flap that back over. Unbelievable. I'll stay there again next year, without a doubt. But food in the morning, which I wasn't getting at the other place. And I'm talking food in the morning. Not that you have.
Not like waffle that you have to make or bagels.
No, buffet.
Oh, a whole buffet.
A whole buffet in the morning.
Damn. Hell yeah, sign up.
Yeah. So, and I did skip one thing. I didn't go to, and it's no disrespect on him, I was just hangry. I didn't go to TZ's table, which was a talk with Jedi Kai, Tiffany Nueves, and somebody else. Jeezy is also the guy that hosts with Swerve on Swerve's podcast.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So I went meandering Winston-Salem.
Okay.
I found this Mexican place. Okay. Street tacos. You know how street tacos are like...
Yeah, they're like little...
The little one. Like the dollar pancakes, I think they call them. They're 3 of those came out on a 12-inch pizza pan. I got fish tacos. And I added shrimp for like $1.50 on all of them. The shrimp was the size of my computer. There was, and I'm showing you guys again like you would know, it was 3 street tacos in normal taco size on 12-inch fucking pizza pan. I had that, 2 beers, and like all the chips and salsa and guacamole for $25.
What?
I could barely move.
Wow.
Barely. Unbelievable place to eat. So as I'm walking back then, I'm like, man, dessert would be amazing. I look up, cheesecake by Alex. It's amazing what happens when you wander up, because apparently I didn't know, because I always would go to like Jimmy John's, which I'm not knocking Jimmy John's. I love Jimmy John's.
Right.
I turned right this time instead of went straight. Boom. There's a cultural section.
Oh.
I was in heaven. Cheesecake by Alex, by the way, you need to look it up. Kelly, if you're listening to this part, make sure you text Jenks the number tomorrow at some point. You can order cheesecake every month for the year, and it's only $60 and it's delivered right to you.
For the full year?
See? When I told Kelly, she's like, it's $60. I'm like, you're getting 12 fucking cheesecakes for $60.
That's $5 a cheesecake. That's amazing.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, my God.
In the flavors, cookies and cream, strawberries and cream, mint, like a shamrock shake, which, by the way, I'm ready for those. I'm really excited now. My voice is cracking because we're talking about food. Just a litany of kinds. The regulars, this, that, and the other thing. Pineapple caught my eye that day when I was there. So I had a nice mocha, a hot mocha, because I was feeling coffee, and pineapple cheesecake. Oh, my God.
These motherfucking cheesecakes.
Are you looking at them right now? Good. We do have two computers going.
Yeah, we do. Oh, my God.
Right? $5 a fucking cheesecake sent to Parts Unknown Erie or Ridgeway. Yeah, she signed up.
Wow.
Yeah.
My mouth is watering. Creme brulee, Kahlua. God damn. Strawberries and cream. You mentioned that one. Red velvet.
Yeah. Straight out of your mama's kitchen, red velvet.
Straight out of your mama's kitchen. The one I'm not uncertain about, sweet potato.
I would try it. It wasn't there. But I
That's fair. I would try it too. It doesn't look like a sweet potato.
No.
But I would try it.
It's cheesecake, for the love of Christ.
Oh, yeah. I know. You can't go wrong. Yeah. I don't think you go wrong with it. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I got to get off here.
Even if it's like one of those little ones.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not expecting, again, a 12-inch cheesecake for...
But just a nice little...
Yeah, I can get a piece. She can have a piece.
Ethan, maybe.
Maybe. You give me a good piece of cheesecake. It's $5, like you said, it's $5 a month, and you're going to get at least 2 pieces out of it.
Oh, yeah.
Deal. And I don't have to go anyplace. It was delectable.
God damn.
So, yes, I had a great week. Went back to work for 2.5 days this week because Tuesday I had to rest up.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't make that 7-hour, 15-minute drive on Monday. We had 15 extra minutes on the way home.
Yeah.
People were going back to work. I left at 4:30.
Oh, at night?
No, in the morning. Yeah. Left at 4:30, got home, ballparking like, 12:45 or something like that.
Yeah, nothing too crazy. But
No.
that's
So I
fair.
could have went back to work Tuesday, but
Eh.
I started to rearrange the studio.
Oh, yeah.
With the pictures. Like, I'll tell you who I did get. I got Masha Slamovich.
Okay.
I've seen her a couple years now, but something this year I fell in love with her. I got Hollywood Haley Jane, her mom, the
Yeah.
Mother Truckers.
Okay.
So they signed that one, not an OVW one. Like, you kind of got a specialty picture.
No, okay, that's fair.
I
Appreciate that.
got Andrade, which
Oh, you did get Andrade.
I did, but I love him as a wrestler. He could have given two shits that anybody was in line.
Fair.
So
That's fair.
he's
We'll
kinda-
leave it at that.
He's kind of taking a step back a little bit.
That's fair.
Yeah, we'll go through this maybe next week. But I did see one of my long lost buddies that I haven't seen in a while, and he's looking at me, and I'm shaking my head. Yeah, he's like, okay. So he comes out of line behind his table. He's like, IWC? I'm like, yep. He's like, I love your sleeve. When did you start that? I'm like, oh, a while ago. He's looking. I'm like, hey, dude, you haven't had a good logo yet to make this. I said, you could sign where the IWC is. So he signs it. His girlfriend is there. I'm going to get to the story of who it is. I think you know.
I think I'm tracking on it.
So he signs where the IWC is. I have to take a picture because, fuck, this is Saturday. I don't have a tattoo appointment for, I don't know, another 2 weeks or
Right.
so. So it's going to fall off by Saturday night. And it did.
Yeah.
So I sent it to the tattoo artist. Yeah, you can get this person's autograph on it. And he looks at me. He's like, have you met my girlfriend, Stephanie? I'm like, hey, Stephanie, nice to meet you. Da-da-da-da-da. This guy has got a story about when I was on IWC. I'm like, oh, you haven't told her yet? I said, this is one of your biggest stories about IWC. Go ahead. So he gets back in line, starts signing everything. And I'm like, well, this guy yelled at my son and my best friend's son while his mother was in audience one night. And then Wardlow was drugged back over to our kids and apologized to our kids. She's like, yeah, that sounds like Mrs. Mama Wardlow. I'm like, yeah, it really was. He comes over, he gives me fists and gives me a hug. He's like, how long are you in town? I said, till Monday morning. He's like, oh, okay. So we kind of had a little chit chat real quick then and there.
Yeah.
And then he went back to his business and yeah.
Look at you rubbing elbows with these big stars now.
I just wanted to make sure that his girlfriend, whatever future, wherever this is going for Wardlow, knows that, Mama Wardlow's going to protect their kids if they have kids someday down the line.
Yeah, exactly. Mama Wardlow's going to keep him in line, too.
Like
Was it by the ear or just by the...
I was just going to say it was like a fourth grade math teacher. You apologize to the kids. Got the picture of it, too, someday. Yeah.
That was fantastic.
So, yeah, then the rest of the week, I said nothing, and then got stoked to come up here.
Yeah. And we're stoked to have you up here. We're ready to go.
By the way, thank you. You've bought a plethora of beers. I'm drinking Nobody's Monkey right now, which is a coffee like induced, and it's fucking amazing. If I keep drinking these, though, wrestling's not going to happen. Did you see how much alcohol's in this?
No, I didn't see.
9%.
Oh, yeah. Well, these are heavy beers I got going on up here right now. That's the only one of that one, so don't worry about it. You'll be fine on that. Although the rest of these are not. This one's 8%. And I have
We have a long day tomorrow.
We have a long day tomorrow, too. So, but I have 8s Are Wild from Sloop Brewing.
It's delicious, by the way.
Yeah, it's got a very juicy, like, citrus flavor to it.
When I first tasted it, I got a creamsicle taste.
Oh yeah, I could see that. Yeah, with the hops kind of bending it a little bit. This is double IPA, Cashmere, Citra, and Mosaic hops in this. So brewed out of, well, it's either out of Junction, New York, or Hampton, New Hampshire. So
this isn't fucking Pittsburgh.
Is it?
Yeah, brewed and canned, 1025 Main Street, Pittsburgh.
Who's the
I don't know. The sticker's right on it.
Oh, is it? Well, I'll look it up while we're talking about it.
Yeah. Dancing Gnome.
Oh, Dancing Gnome. Yeah, I didn't even notice it was Dancing Gnome. I just knew it was.
You saw a monkey. And
I saw the monkey, read the label.
Will drink this.
Well, no, I saw the monkey and I read the label. I'm like, oh, that sounds good. Let me pick this up. And I figured I'd get a couple loose ones just to have them. Because you hadn't had the sugar cookie one from Southern Tier, which is in the fridge now.
That's going to be segment 2.
Episode 2?
Yeah.
Oh, man, we might need to cut this back.
We are a wrestling podcast, so most of this was taken. Yeah, most of this was taken up by WrestleCade. So I have one hot thing I want to talk about before we dive into Survivor Series and so far the wrestling stuff this week.
Yeah, and then I got one, but let's start with yours.
Segment 3, we're going to have some announcements, though, of what to expect here in the next couple of weeks. The following week is kind of Christmas weekend, but we'll probably have something out. And then the 29th is Crushies.
Yeah, we're already in the home stretch for Crushies here.
So,
and we've had pay-per-views this month that might be contributing to the Crushy Awards. We've already alluded to one that's pretty much taken one of the awards away.
Yeah.
So
I would imagine World's End will be next year's Crushies.
I think it has to, and we have to remember that for next year.
We won't.
So, yeah, we won't, but
some Can Crusher Nation member remind us.
Somebody.
Yeah. Not tonight, though.
Not tonight. We won't.
Probably not this weekend.
You know what? For the next month, we won't remember.
Yeah.
So somebody remind us, like, next December that we're supposed to include it in there. Yeah, that'd be great.
We'll do the rewind.
Yeah.
So my only hot topic, and it's sad, but it's maybe a relief, and people can hate on me for saying it like that, but earlier this week, oh, by the way, speaking about earlier this week as well.
Uh-oh.
Oh, God. Big birthday in the Martinez house.
Happy birthday, Kelly.
So.
You almost forgot that. That was yesterday, too, wasn't it?
What? On real time? Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, well, real time, yeah. 2 days ago for you guys listening on Saturday.
But we won't say how old she is on here. I've already got slack from the way that I put it on social media.
I didn't pick up at all how old she was from that post. I don't know what you're talking about.
She didn't like it until late that night. She's like, I'm only liking it because it's cute, but I fucking hate you that you put my real age out there. I'm like, happy birthday.
Do you know, before we get into wrestling again, I think I had the same conversation with Kimberly. So I was very particular about how I put her age in there. And for you, she's 5 years younger than I am. Oh, there goes that microphone. We're having technical difficulties over here because apparently my dining room table will not support the mic stands right now.
We'll just do this.
We'll figure it out before segment 2.
No, we won't.
I have an idea.
Okay.
So, but anyways, she gave me the same slack for her age, and she's younger than Kelly. So I had the same thing happen back in April when that came up. And I'm like, I don't know what you want me to do. I'm just celebrating your birthday. So I could put no post. Do you want that?
Yeah. Do you want no post and then I'm the bad guy?
Yeah. See? I'm not playing that game.
No.
Yeah. But I love her. But no, seriously, she's usually a good sport about all of that stuff.
Yeah. Kelly was too.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, my cousin gave it away right on her Facebook, probably at like 5:30 in the morning. So I'm like, Tommy already said happy birthday, so
good job skirting around that.
Right. All right, my hot topic is, as everybody saw earlier in the week, Sonny's headed to jail for 17 years for manslaughter and essentially her fucking record that she's carried with her forever.
Yeah.
When she was in the business, I'll tell you, for what she did to the business was great. Probably one of my crushes. When she did have a match every once in a while, cool. Her and Candido in ECW was amazing, but that was probably the downfall of both of them.
Yeah.
And then after wrestling, just a mutant.
Something, yeah. I don't even know.
I'm in Erie, so I have to say it once. Golden Pipes.
You know, I saw him briefly this week. He didn't see me. I got Mark a gift for, coming up here at Christmas and all that stuff. But he came out of the team store when I got it, and then he went right back in. He was like looking at the weather, and it was kind of, I'm like, oh man.
Is he worried there was not going to be a game that day, or what?
Well, he must have been. He must have been very worried. Although the Otters were loading up to get out of there right in front of the Seawolf office. So he
didn't want to be part of that.
No. He was avoiding that at all costs, but maybe we'll see him tomorrow.
The only time he loads up anything if it's like for Salvation Army so he can get his picture in the paper. But if it was a team bus loading up, he had to run home to let Sydney out or something like that. But yeah.
Oh my God. But anyways.
What's your hot topic?
My hot topic, going off of that, let's go off Sunny real quick. It was bound to happen.
Yeah.
It's just been...
It should have happened a long time ago, actually.
It should have happened a long time ago, but this was finally the one to catch her and really put her behind bars, and it's probably the best for her. And I know a lot of people are like, well, you can't say that about people going behind bars. If it helps keep you away from vices, maybe it is. Maybe it's life-changing for her. We'll see how it affects her in that, but she's going in, I think she's 53 now, something like that. So by the time she would get out, she'd be 70 years old. So it's definitely life-changing. Yeah, it'd be hopefully a healthy change. We'll see what happens with that. My hot topic was, if you guys hadn't seen on Thursday night, I think it was, Ric Flair's Instagram post and a lot of his posts across social media, very heartfelt. If you haven't seen it, I'll read it to you now. It says, I'm so tired of hearing all the negativity. I don't need to work, and I don't need the money. Can't I simply enjoy being by my dear friend Stinger's side for the next few months without so much hatred? I know I'm old, but that doesn't mean I can't enjoy life. I have earned this right to do whatever I want, and I'm exactly where I want to be. I appreciate everything Tony Khan, but I'm more than willing to walk away if I'm embarrassing you in your company. All I can say is I'm sorry.
Is it around... Listen, by the way, I'll throw this out because I already did during the AEW time of the show, but we'll just talk about it now. I'm tired of hearing about All in Wembley.
Yeah.
For the next 8
Agreed.
months.
100%. Tired of that.
They didn't need to... It was a 1980 promotion. It was cool. When it first started, it was cool. Sting, Tony, and Rick there together.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't think he did anything horrible. He just... When Sting was talking and Tony was talking, he kind of looked out there.
Yeah.
But then he became Ric Flair. He just, woo, 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 woo. He did his thing, and I'm like, whatever. He just...
Yeah, and with that promo, I was like, he seemed like Ric Flair, but he also seemed off topic a little bit, but I was like, okay, whatever, it's Ric Flair. You let Ric Flair, and do whatever he wants.
Right.
Because the whole point of that was a promotion. Was to do the promotion and get it through. I don't understand the hate. I understand the hate. Like, we've criticized that he was still wrestling and all of that.
I don't want to see that anymore.
I don't want to see that either. But that was for his own benefit and good. That's why we're saying, listen, stop being in the ring. You're done. When he had his last match, he passed out twice during it.
Yep.
It would severely hurt him. Step down from wrestling. Be outside the ring. Do what you want to do. I enjoyed him and Christian's whole shindig together outside the ring at Full Gear. I don't want Nature Boy to walk away. I just want Nature Boy to be himself and be open. The people that are hating on him for just doing a promo, ridiculous.
Yeah.
Back down. He didn't do a fucking thing wrong. Yeah, exactly. Go fuck yourself. Just go.
Piss up a wet rope.
Yeah, exactly. Go piss into the wind when it's blowing into your face. Is that type of thing. Because he did nothing wrong in that promo. He was Ric Flair through and through. That's it. That's all you can ask for Ric Flair. And that's what we're going to get for the next 6 months. Something like that. Whatever, 4 months, whatever that is. Well,
he's longer. Once Sting retires, he's
still around, yeah. Because, he has the energy drink. Yeah, he's multi-year. But he also has the energy drink deal. But I also have a feeling that after this post especially, he's probably going to take a step back. Very limited special usage type thing. He might be at All In. He might promote All In as it builds up to it. But
definitely Revolution. It's in Greensboro.
Yeah, it has to be. Well, yeah, Revolution. Well, until Stinger retires at Revolution,
and then,
he's 100%.
And then sporadic. Maybe once CJ and Andrade break up. By the way, CJ was also there. She had a line from North Carolina to Ridgeway.
Well, yeah.
She was streaming her. Well, yeah, because of that. Because she's
we
beautiful.
know why. Yeah.
But she was streaming the whole thing. And she was like a Roddy Piper. She talked to everybody for 15 to 20 minutes. Like,
well, that's nice.
It wasn't, but yeah. My God, if you wanted to.
Yeah, if you wanted an autograph,
you had to get there at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Well, let me. I have nothing else to say on Flair. So before I go down that path, do you have anything else to say on this? Okay. I was going to say because I haven't been to WrestleCade. I would love to go, but I decided to have my anniversary around the same time every year, which I'm very happy about specifying that now.
We'll change that shortly.
Yeah, we're going to have to change that. But when they're signing, do they have a 2-hour period, or is it more you just sign until your line's done, basically?
You sign until your line's done.
And then you pick when you leave. Like, if you haven't had anybody for like 10 minutes,
you
stay the whole time?
Oh, you have to stay the whole time.
Okay.
If you're on the docket, signing start at 10 o'clock, and the signing show stops at 3 o'clock.
So you say 10 to 3, basically?
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless you worked it into your contract. Or you're on maybe the show that starts
you can bump
4
it out
or 5.
Yeah,
you can bump out a little bit earlier. But the legends, like Abdullah the Butcher was there the whole day, and Bobby Blaze, and like legends sit there the whole time. And those are the ones that have long lines. Current wrestlers as well. I mean, they're all current wrestlers. I hate to say that, but you know, there's a lot of indie people that and around. But yeah, for the most part, they're there. Slaughter again. This is the second time I've seen Slaughter at a signing this year. Unbelievable how long his line is every time.
Really?
He's been out, I don't want to say out of wrestling for how long?
Well, yeah.
Forever.
Right.
But he goes to every signing, and every time I see him in a signing, his was the Hardys was the biggest one.
Yeah.
Followed by probably Andrade and CJ and da-da-da-da-da. Slaughter's was in the top 5. Unbelievable how long his line was when he hasn't done anything, and I mean that nicely, in 30 years.
Yeah. Well, he's such a nice guy because he did a signing up here in Erie at the Seawolves when I was working there, and he was very nice to everybody that came through, you know, gave everybody camel clutches if they wanted them. He did it to the whole staff. I went up, got a signature from one of our ushers, and then I got one for my dad who couldn't get out there. And that was one of the last things I gave him. And then he was like, then it came back to me, but he was always nice about it. He had a conversation. He was good about it.
Yep.
You can't beat that. And when you have wrestlers there or legends that want to engage, want to have that conversation with you, you don't turn that down.
No, you
because
don't.
That's a special memory. It may seem like it's insignificant in theirs because there's a line of 200 people waiting for them. But for every individual fan, and you talked about your Roddy Piper story, you remember that. Yeah. And you take that home with you, and that's something that you internalize and just love for the rest of your life and you remember on it. And I think some wrestlers get that, some don't.
Some they're signing for the $50 or the whatever. Listen, and I will always tell you guys this. If you're going to a WrestleCade or the big event or whatever the one that we went to in New Jersey, realize they're costly due to the fact that a broker or somebody's bringing them in. Right. So Andrade, out of the $50 I paid for the autograph, might have gotten 20, essentially. I don't know. I don't know the breakdown.
Yeah, because they would get like a 5% off the top, and then some has to go to WrestleCade because they're hosting it. And,
so they're definitely more expensive at cons, but they're accessible because I don't know when the hell am I going to see Andrade anytime?
Tomorrow night.
Right.
If you hang out, which
we'll get into that.
Well, I got another story on top of that, but no, 100% is. Unless you're waiting behind an arena and hoping for the best, because not all of them
are going to come out.
Not all of them are going to come out. Not all of them are going to stop. A lot of them will drive through you.
Literally.
To get out, yeah. I've seen it happen before. But that's just because they need to get to the next town. So
Right.
WrestleCons are just that convenient way to have that conversation, to have that exposure and get in front of them.
I agree.
Yeah.
Long intro, but that's what we do. We haven't talked. So, short sponsors.
Short sponsors. I also have to say, I counted 14 trucks for AEW today, downtown.
Holy shit.
For Collision. Yeah. 14.
Are they parked in the yacht? Because that parking lot out back can barely fit a Volvo.
A fucking circus down there. So when I left work, I was driving through. There were 3 on 10th Street. Mark knows where we're talking about. 3 on 10th Street by the yacht. There were 4 or 5 lined up on the other side of the arena. Plus, you drive down a little bit more. There's a couple more coming up Holland Street.
Holy shit.
I made a turnaround because I'm trying to get around this shit. There's more coming down 9th. And I ended up counting 14 in all of it.
They essentially took up all the parking around.
They're parked outside the arena. It's literally street parking. They have people. They had 5 trucks behind the arena as well. That's what I was counting into that 14. Plus the ones on the side street because they must have already unloaded those. And yeah, they were just trying to rotate them in and out and all that.
14 for
14 fucking trucks.
Whatever the hell it's called, Erie Prudential Center or whatever.
Yeah,
is that what it is?
Erie Insurance, but
okay, whatever. But they can't get that much into it. That place only holds 5.
Renovations, I think they got it to 7.
All right,
7 or 8, yeah. And where they're building it at, I think the entrance is at the front doors.
Holy shit.
I think, because I did look online, because I was like, how many seats are left? Realistically, because a lot of the seats have been taken, by the way. There's probably several hundred, maybe 1,000 that aren't, but a lot of the floor seats on the stage side have not been bought. But a lot of the upper seats have been bought. So they are selling the uppers. They're selling the uppers, and they're selling the seats that you're going to see on TV tomorrow, for sure. But that's because we're a bunch of cheap bastards around here, and we only want those seats.
Right.
Nobody cares about...
We care about being on TV
We
tomorrow.
care about being on TV, but I think a lot of people also recognize in that arena, the floor seats aren't the greatest seats in the house.
They're not.
You're
That's where I was for TNA.
Up.
That's exactly where I was for TNA, and it was garbage.
Yeah, so you're better going up. And that's, I think a lot of people recognize that, and that's why you see a lot of those. So you're not going to see, I don't think you'll see a lot of empty seats, because I think I looked at the seating chart correctly.
And this is probably the right arena for them to be doing Collision in right now. I still say Collision's in its infancy.
I agree. Well, I think this is the right arena for Collision. I think they could pull off a Dynamite here, because even though it's not in its infancy, it's still a really small arena. We have to hear the crowd tomorrow. I have a feeling, though, this crowd's going to be hot.
Oh, without a doubt.
And if not, it's going to be us 7 assholes going to be the hottest in the fucking crowd.
You will see us, by the way.
I am wearing my Can Crusher sweater.
I am not.
I have a blue one. It's nice and blue. It's a little beat up, but I'm going to wear that son of a bitch because we are going to have it on camera. Yours, I'm kind of jealous because I do want to have your sweater, but I have a blue Can Crusher hoodie that I think you guys should see. I don't know exactly.
I'm in fucking hot pink.
I want that sweater.
Babyface.
I was trying to find a new sweater for Can Crushers in hot pink. That's how much I want it, because I wanted it to stand out in the fucking wrestling crowd.
Our store shifting, by the way.
Yeah.
That's an FYI here in the near future. We'll be having a different store.
We'll make it happen. But anyways, I have a royal blue sweater. Keep an eye out for it. Maybe I'll find a colorful hat to kind of stand out too. Make it happen.
I'll have the only Toledo Mud Hens hat on in Erie. Collar and elbow, we have a promo code. It's Can Crushers. How much do you save?
10%. Put in Can Crushers, and you'll save that 10%.
We have an affiliate code with WWE. Sometimes you save money, sometimes you don't. It's in the show notes. I explained it all in this week's Spotlight.
You did.
Facebook, Instagram, X, and Threads at Can Crusher 69. Join the discussions.
Yeah, you can email us at cancrusher69@gmail.com as well. Comments, questions, anything you got, you can give us a phone call there at 814-299-6687, except for Dan Mucci, who can't limit himself to 3-minute calls or 14 of them at a time. They can also listen to us.
Where?
Spotify. Maybe we're on one of your raps this year. Who knows? That's that time of year. We could be on a Spotify rap for you guys. Hopefully we are. Apple, they have the raps as well.
I don't think I listen to anything on Apple anymore.
I have an Apple account. So my iTunes I have an Apple iTunes account, so I listen on there. So that's where my stuff's through. Maybe I'll switch over because Kimberly's got a Spotify, and maybe I'll use hers.
You know where you should listen now.
Yeah, you should listen to Podurama, where you can save 50% off a lifetime membership right now on the website.
Seamless.
It's seamless. It can pick up on your Alexas, which that's going to yell at me now because I just said her name, to your laptops, to your phones, wherever you're listening to us. Sign up at Podurama. You can listen to all the other wrestling podcasts, but why would you really want to when you have our sultry voices in your ear holes every week?
They're not going to tell you about WrestleCade.
They're not. They're not going to tell you about WrestleCade, our Collision experience, or anything of that nature.
Or Cheesecake by Alex.
I'm really tempted to sign up for that, but I don't want to make a phone call.
Kelly, you have to do that for Jenks tomorrow, too. Caller now, here comes more here from Al. Yeah, we have to get into Survivor Series in the week in wrestling, and then who knows what we're going to talk about in segment 3.
There was a pay-per-view last week?
Yeah.
I guess somebody came back, right?
Imagine that. Yeah, Randy Orton.
Yeah, Randy Orton. No, R-Truth.
Wrestling. A love and a passion we all share. I've started a wrestling brand. The wrestling brand. A brand founded on the aspects of wrestling. 2 entities working together to create a product that connect emotionally for people everywhere. Collar and Elbow is the brand. Passion and love for wrestling is the drive. I am Al Snow, and this is Collar and Elbow, the wrestling brand.
Hey, this is Mariah May, the glamour, but you knew that. And you're listening to Can Crushers.
Welcome back to Can Crushers, where Jenks gets to hear who brings us back each and every commercial break because we're still live.
This is fantastic. Now I know what's going on. Oh, my God.
Right?
Mariah
You never...
May, I never know. I don't. I just...
Because it all happens in post most of the time.
Mark could put in there something about somebody shitting on me, and then I would never know, and I'd be happy as a clam when we come back. But now I know what's going on.
You get to hear the Collar and Elbow commercial. You get to hear Mariah May. JC brought us into the show. Who knows who's coming next?
I can only wait. I can't imagine. I'm going to be listening intently now at who's going to bring us next.
So we had a pay-per-view.
Yeah, there's something that happened over the weekend.
Just to let everybody know, I watched 2 matches of the pay-per-view live. We're transparent, right? We told everybody. By the way, new beers this segment. Because he loves me and I love him. You've heard about it a couple of weeks ago. He bought me the Southern Tier Frosted Sugar Cookie. It's beer in it's a cookie in beer form. This is unfucking believable.
Yeah, and the only way I can describe it is those that aren't around this area that can get the Southern Tier ones. You go to Walmart, you go to a grocery store, you get those white cookies with the inch layer of frosting on it. That's exactly what this is. It tastes exactly like that in beer form. I don't know how they do it.
Only 8.6% alcohol, so I'm coming down.
I told you they're not going to become easier. Mine's 5, so thank God for that. But thank you, Mark, for bringing me the Pretzel Bender Dunkel. This one's not new to the podcast. Mark had this one, but he said, I'm going to bring you one. Absolutely fantastic.
Told you.
I will be rating this one on my Untapped. And, so I don't know where I'm going to rate it yet. It's
Finish it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's floating around a 4 right now. 4 out of 5.
Oh, really? That high?
Yeah.
It's delicious.
It's very good. Very delicious. I love it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Full beers all episode. good Lord, this weekend I'm going to need a new liver. And we're both set up better on our mics.
Yeah. Both mics collapsed during the break. We figured it out on the table.
We can't travel. Can Crushers cannot travel. It's only in studio from here on out.
If we travel, I have to figure out better table situations, but we'll figure it out.
If we really travel from here on out, you're just responsible for bringing the old faithful Blue Yeti.
And I do appreciate this old faithful Blue Yeti. It's large and in charge, and I love it. Love the stand and all of that stuff. I have to buy new headphones for it. So now, guys, I should sound like I'm not like 90 miles away when I'm talking on that old Walmart style headset.
Editing helps. They don't know how far you're away. They don't. They have no clue.
But I know.
Again, we had a pay-per-view Survivor Series. I watched 2 matches live after WrestleCade. I saw Ripley and Starks, and then I saw the men's War Games.
Yeah.
Didn't go back and watch the other 3 in full.
Okay.
Saw bits and pieces, but I have enough that we can clearly cover because there was 2 matches in this show, and I hate to say this.
Well, yeah.
The other 3 were
They
fillers.
were the fillers to kind of get you to the end point. And I think...
And you won, by the way.
That's fair. I wasn't even keeping track, to be honest. I got home... Was I on about? Yeah, because I got home like right around 7:30ish. So I was right here, and then I was like, okay, now we got to settle in and get ready for Survivor Series. So I didn't even know who or what. I was just watching matches and hoping for the best.
Well, that's all right. That's always a plus.
I know, right?
First match of the card, though, is the women. And listen, it's an oh my God or a spot of the year. She puts a fucking garbage can on and jumps off the top of the cage.
It was amazing in NXT, and it was amazing when she did it here.
Yeah.
And the whole setup to get to there, fantastic. This was the best match of the night.
I agree. From the clips that I've seen and everything.
Yeah, this had everything you would think about it. I have notes from the match, so I can go through them. But the one thing I did make a note of, that they finally mentioned that if you leave the cage, your team forfeits. They never did that last year.
No.
And they didn't do that in NXT. So now I'm sitting here like, my whole night has been somebody leaving the cage. Is somebody going to forfeit?
Did you think it was going to happen in this match, or did you think it was going to happen in the men's?
I thought the men's, because I thought somebody would leave the cage in the men. One of the Judgment Day would leave the cage in the men's. Like Damian would get pissed, or Drew would get pissed, take a hike. Right? Didn't happen. So, but I thought that was an interesting note to bring up.
It's a subtle for next year, I think.
I think it is. It sets up for one of these years, somebody's going to take a walk. Like it's a tedious frenemy type thing, and somebody takes a walk because of it. I did make a note, no Dakota, and then I had to update it JK because she showed up later on, and like
she did
2 minutes later. But there was so much happening in this. I mean, weapons all the time. Like
it's too much. Like I go back to the original War Games.
Me too.
And I still will. As much as the spots that they do on top of the cages and everything we mark out over those, I still like the original War Games with the fucking top on it.
Original top on it. Nobody brings a weapon into the cage. It's just mano-a-mano you're fighting, or woman-o-mano, whatever. That was terrible.
Is that real?
No, that was adding 5 things at once.
That's Can Crusher talk.
But that's way too much. That's too much beer talk. But there's too much happening. You don't need it. Bang their heads against the cage. She's great.
Because the cage isn't used a lot anymore.
It isn't. It's used for a couple spots, quick throw. That's about it. Get brutal with the cage. Use the cage as a weapon. There's a steel plate in the middle for a reason. And we saw in the men's match, when a spot happened on that,
they sold it. But they also didn't acknowledge it on fucking commentary until Corey Graves was half off of it. I know I'm jumping around here. No, it's okay.
Yeah, so there's a lot of good things happening there. Charlotte's moonsault, once again, she's got to stop doing it.
Yeah.
She injured Io because Io busted open from the boot, at least scraping across her head. Bayley saving people left and right. And then she takes the pinfall, which just means she's going to get screwed
I thought it was going to be, well,
that night. Yeah,
it may be as we're recording because he can see the TV, I can't, but he might have the football game on. I don't know what the hell he has on. I'm looking at myself in a mirror. I look great in your house, by the way.
I'm glad you're admiring yourself, your manliness over there. No, I have Pete Dunne versus Bobby Lashley going on right now. So, yeah. Pete Dunne's wearing the old Oregon State Beaver colors going on over here. But
where are they?
I don't know where they are, actually.
SmackDown's coming to Pittsburgh, by the way, in April.
It is coming to Pittsburgh. Saturday night main event coming to Erie, Pennsylvania in April. You got to check your text messages. That was in that text message.
You guys sent me 900 texts on the way up here, by the way. And you're not supposed to text and drive. So I was
very proud of you not texting and driving, by the way.
I did stop to eat a McRib, though, on the way up. I ate a McRib, and I just didn't answer you guys.
You don't need to answer us, that's for sure.
I figured I'd get it all tonight.
Yeah, exactly. You'd get through it. We'd get you updated.
Right.
Take care of you here. But yeah, so
Team Becky wins. Because I said it was Team Becky. Since she was the savior of this.
Yeah.
To get another person. It was a good match, though. From the clips that I saw, it was good.
It was really good. I really liked this match. Like I said, I think it was the match of the night. And I thought it was very good. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, very good match.
I don't know how it goes, but I do want to talk about the next thing is Miz and Gunther. Was that next?
Yeah.
Was it really?
Yes, it was next. R-Truth showed up.
Yeah, the big comeback of the night.
The biggest comeback of the night. R-Truth coming back.
Eating chips.
Eating Ruffles. It's Ruffles, not chips, not crisps. That's right. It's Ruffles. But yeah.
He also likes jelly rolls. We'll get there. Man, I'm almost over Gunther now for a while.
Well, you really wanted The Miz to win.
I did. I really wanted The Miz to win because this would have made perfect sense for the IC, in my head at least. It would have made perfect sense for the IC title. Gunther doesn't take... Miz is a legend.
Yeah.
It doesn't hurt Gunther to lose to somebody like Miz. I don't know. Fast forward to Raw. You got Bronson and Ivar, and we'll get on that, encapsulated in the story.
Right.
I think we're going to get the Alpha Academy and the Creed brothers shortly, encapsulated in the story. So there's two of the others that we wouldn't have minded. I think he's just not going to lose the title and drop it, and we're going to get an IC tournament now. That's exactly where I think.
Yeah, but it's going to happen after WrestleMania.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because I think he's in line.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I completely agree with you. There's nobody right now that could beat him that's believable. That makes sense right now.
Yeah, or, listen, if he loses again, everybody loves R-Truth. He loses R-Truth. What the fuck does that do to Gunther then?
Oh, he drops 100%. And he can't even lose to anybody in his group because nobody's built up there. They're still pitter-pattering, fighting between each other like little kids. And there's really nothing left. Nobody's left.
No. The Miz was it.
He was
he challenged him again on Raw.
Yeah. Which is fine. We're going to get a rematch here in the next couple weeks, but it's going to end the same.
I would imagine.
Yeah. I mean, I appreciated the Miz was fighting dirty to it during it, but at the same time, it was like he wasn't getting it.
No.
There was a good near fall in there. I'll give him that skull-crushing finale, but you knew it wasn't going to fall.
Not on that. He wasn't going to win it on the skull-crushing finale.
Mm-mm.
So, I went with heart. You went with head.
It was worth it to go with heart, I think.
Next match was what?
Santos and Dragon Lee.
We predicted it was Carlito, though, right? What?
It changed overnight. I don't know what happened to Carlito, but it changed overnight, and then all of a sudden it was Dragon Lee facing Santos.
I mean, we both took Santos anyway.
We took Santos anyways, and it felt like a glorified squash at that point. At least when it started, Dragon Lee started getting a lot of stuff going on, and then there was an over the rope Hurricanrana that was fantastic, but it was literally a glorified squash.
This was the bathroom break because it was War Games title match. This title match, War Games.
Yeah.
So, and you were an hour and 20 hour 30 into the card. Perfect time for popcorn. Perfect time for whatever you need to do.
Do what you need to do. Take a break. Take a hot lap. Listen, the luchas are coming, and it's fantastic.
Right.
It'll do stuff, and
it just doesn't fit this card.
It didn't fit this card. You're right, because a lot of the other spots were happening in the main matches and the War Game, bookending it. So what happened in this match was like more of a showcase, but didn't really advance any story or anything like that.
No, not when the main player of the new story is not there.
Gone. Yeah, decided not to come. I don't know what happened. I think they said injury, but I don't know if that was the case or not.
All right. This is where I started watching then.
Yeah.
I got Rhea, and I didn't take notes because I had to watch it on my phone.
Yeah.
I was trying to send it to the TV in the hotel.
Yeah, like a Chromecast type thing.
It wouldn't, I don't know if they have it blocked because it said, it came up on my phone that it was available. I hit it and then it just wouldn't Chromecast, essentially. So I'm like, I have the new 15, but I don't want to watch pay-per-views on a fucking phone. But I did.
They could be blocking them so that they can make the money in the hotel itself.
Touche.
Yeah.
Or maybe they're not allowed because then you can have a watch party.
Well, that could be too. When you're in the hotel room, you can Chromecast it and have multiple people. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So I watched it on my phone. Listen, we both had Rhea as well. But I did like this match. Like, I've been a Zoe fan.
Yeah.
Did I think there was a chance in hell? No, not at all.
Right.
I didn't. Would this have been a good place to surprise us? Yes. There would have been a great place to surprise us. I just don't know there's only one in line for Ripley, I think, right now.
Yeah. And they're holding on to dear life till Mania.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to pull the trigger with Becky until then.
Right.
And that is going to make for a rough couple months because the talent for the women's division's on SmackDown.
It is.
Like, because
Jade still, I think even if Jade would come over and be the Rumble match, but I don't think she's going to do anything until she gets in the Rumble.
No. And I think they're going to do Rio Naya at the Rumble.
Yippee shit.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. Because it's going to be absolute shit.
Yep.
There's going to be no...
I want to know, is there a Nia Jax fan out there?
If there's a Can Crusher fan that's a Nia Jax fan, email us or call us.
Right.
Because
prove it. You have to prove. You just can't say, "Hey, I am," because it's like Dan Mucci will reach out to us. I love Nia Jax. Show me
you love
that you have a figure of her or something.
Exactly. And
you don't have a 5-year-old child, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think I think there's got to be something. There's got to be someone out there that either likes her or management's just like, she's King Kong Bundy type.
Well, that's exactly what it is.
And she can make Rhea look stronger.
Jenks's mic fell again, by the way.
Yeah, it was starting to fall, so I had to...
I think it's the best to put it on the...
It's going to be the best to put it on a chair, but the other armed one's over there, so we got to wait.
Touche.
Because I was trying to put it on the back, and this is too wide, I think, for your clip.
I just have to pull the trigger and get better mics. Again.
No. You're fine.
For the once a year that I'm on location.
Yeah, right. Don't
Kidding.
expenditure the mics. We'll find a better table setup for this. Next year
you have to come to the studio.
Well, next year I have to come to the studio. I also will have a man cave by the next year, so we can have better table situation downstairs, so we can set it up, have it in my dungeon of a basement.
The Dungeon of Doom?
Dungeon of Doom, nice toilet, wide open spaces, things of that nature.
Oh, do you have a Pittsburgh toilet down there?
Yeah, Pittsburgh toilet and a shower.
Nice.
They're 20 feet apart.
Those.
They're fantastic. The shower, 20 feet apart, when I shockmastered my wall, that was the shower I was using down there.
I didn't even look at it when I was in there.
You were like, this is the bathroom, and then he like booked it down the hallway.
And then I went to piss before we even started recording, and I didn't even...
Well, it's a shit show anyways in there. Like, I didn't do it right, and I know that, and I gotta fix it, but
it's better than...
It's better than being in a wall.
Super gluing tile on
the fucking wall. But we digress. Anyways, but yeah.
The men's war game.
Men war game.
Listen, if this was anything, the match was not great at all.
No, there was this. I put in here about that Spanish fly That looked rough as shit. But you're right. The match wasn't.
It was for two things.
Randy Orton.
And some guy.
And yeah.
That came back.
Well, let's take it. It was to tease the Money in the Bank again.
Yep.
Which I was pissed because I'm like,
I know,
we're both pulling the trigger. But then I was like, no, wait, Randy hasn't come out yet, so he's going to interrupt this. I didn't like that.
I didn't either. I already had lost.
Yeah.
We both said that's a great idea. It was your idea, but I'm like, I'm jumping on board with it. But I'm like, oh my God, I'd give him 10 bonus points that I would not be able to get the title until SummerSlam.
Full gear next year. Yeah. But, and then they didn't do it, and then Randy came out, which was fine. But it was really to showcase Randy back, get a cool RKO spot, and then...
I did like everybody did a DDT off the ropes.
I did like that one.
Cool.
That was cool. That was very cool.
Oh, the McDonough off the...
McDonough fucking flying. Well, let's take a step back. Dom selling the RKO like nothing. Fantastic. Better than HBK. Wonderful. That spot we alluded to earlier with Seth hitting the stomp on Damian on the diamond plate.
Yep. Not acknowledged.
Not acknowledged. I think Corey said in passing, but I'm like, fucking acknowledge that because
that's the hardest part of the legit the hardest part of the ring.
And it gets Priest out of the match.
Yeah.
So now Dom's out of the match, Priest is out of the match, Finn got something, everybody got DDT'd, and then McDonough went for fucking fly.
Yeah.
That was fantastic.
By the way, how long we having the Roddy Strong neck brace on with McDonough?
Oh, I hope they put him in a wheelchair next week.
I bet you they do.
They have to parry to this now.
He got
who does he
fucking
yell?
Drilled again.
Who does he yell? Because Roddy
yells his man Finn.
But he's been coming down Damian's boy too. Damian's coming around, so Damian,
Damian,
Finn,
Dom, Rhea.
Oh man, pick your choice. I hope he starts.
Dom's the one pushing him though because he's the bitch.
Well, he has to. Yeah. Well, yeah. Dom's on the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even below JD.
He may have a title, but he's on the bottom. But yeah, so it was all about one man.
Yeah.
And they had the deep fake, win the little fake logo. And
it's been a great night, and they pull away.
And
they never pull away.
Exactly. When they started pulling away, I'm like, oh, he's fucking coming. Load it up.
So he's not the devil, right?
I don't think he is.
He's not
well, they can't legally talk about it, so maybe he's not the devil.
He's not the devil in AEW. Yeah. The whole the farce of that is done.
He's now a 10,000 to 1 shot to be the devil in AEW.
You're still saying
there's a chance.
So he sits, he does this thing, Survivor Series is off. Listen, we're fast forwarding to the end of Raw now. Okay.
I want to say one thing.
Yeah.
I don't know where you go. I know you were going to fast forward to Raw and talk about that. Was not very excited. He was back. I could not. I smiled, but I was not jumping for joy.
Like 3 years ago.
Or like whatever. Anybody reacting, and everybody can react how they were reacting. That's fine. I could not get behind it because I think everything that transpired and that we know what happened,
that we're not allowed to talk about
that anymore. We're not going to talk about anymore.
We can,
but they can't. Just, I think, soured it for me. And I wish I could say I had the big smile, I could jump up and all of that. But it was more like, Phil's back. Okay, great. I wanted to enjoy it more because this is monumental. First time in 9 years.
10. Maybe 11.
Who knows?
15 years since he's been in the WWE ring.
That was the last time they used Z-Packs was. But it was what it was.
I'm a mark. I've loved CM Punk forever.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's see. Maybe the plants that were in the audience got me a little hyped up.
A guy yelling Chicago 45 times.
Yeah, that guy. I liked him. I wasn't jumping up, but I was happy.
Yeah.
listen, I just saw a pay-per-view show at WrestleCade.
Right. So you're riding that high.
So I'm riding that high. So I'm like, all right, Punk's back. All right. It wasn't when he was coming or if he's coming. It's how he was going to show up.
Right.
So I was more surprised when Randy came.
Oh, yeah.
If Randy came. Than when Punk was going to be there, essentially. I like it.
Yeah.
Because I'm a Punk fan. Everything that transpired from the fan that had the TikTok shown around the world or whoever, and I don't know, maybe it really was a fan that released the TikTok bullshit.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
somebody, because that was out faster than the fucking recap of Survivor Series was out.
Yep.
Of Seth yelling at him and everything.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Michael Cole and Corey Graves were holding back. Is this real or is this fake? Please. I'm looking at Jenks right now, just rolling my eyes. Please.
We all did. Because I'm looking at, when I saw the video, I'm like, okay, but that was out an hour, half hour?
Half hour. It was definitely half
hour. They were already mother effing da 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 da. Like,
yeah.
I don't buy it one bit.
Not at all.
They're not really holding Seth back. They're not doing anything like that. It was, I mean, it's great for the story.
It is. And everybody else is in the ring. Just Randy got a seat and sat down.
And waved at him.
Yeah.
And then that apparently set off Seth, was the wave back to Randy, but I thought it was funnier when Randy sat down.
Yeah.
And just was like, okay, well, we're going to let him have his flowers, and then
my return after 18 months is now washed.
That was my thought, was it was going to be Randy and CM Punk because of that as a wash match. But now it's clear it's Seth, CM Punk
at Rumble.
Yeah. We're not getting to, this is not carrying to Mania.
No. There's already leaks about who's going to be at Mania, and I can't see how they're going to get to it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Stone Cold.
Yeah.
What?
Well, the only way they can get to, well, they're just talking about it, but they're trying, I think they try to play off that segment, was it 10 years ago, 11 years ago, where they had the interaction backstage. He basically goes, what are you, sober?
With Serena Deeb and Gallows were part of Nexus?
Before that, or after that, where he just asked Stone Cold if he was sober, and if he can say the alphabet backwards, and Austin goes, I can kick your ass backwards, which is still a great clip, but they're going to try to play off of that. And I don't know how you carry that.
I don't either.
Because Punk wasn't carrying the matches in AEW when he was there.
No. And listen, I hate to be this guy. I have a fucking tattoo of CM Punk.
And I love him. I bought his shirt. I'll buy his merch.
And I was hoping to get a lot of sales from our WWE affiliate code.
I will.
Because I posted that rather quickly. I'm like, hey, do you want the new...
Yeah, I didn't notice that plug at all.
You want the new shirt? Use our affiliate code. And then I went to bed. So Rollins at Rumble.
Yeah.
What at Elimination Chamber, and then Stone Cold at Mania. So he doesn't have a story until after Mania, per se.
Yeah, he has the story with Rollins for the next 2 months.
Is it though?
Don't make it one. I mean, think about it. Rollins has made the comments, so you can run.
I know.
You'll run. And he already said, we're not acknowledging him in his promo on Raw. We'll pull Raw into this now.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to do that. Rollins is like, we're not acknowledging him. Fuck him. Move on. So that's built in. The Austin thing, fuck, they're getting it. I don't even know if they're going to get Austin.
Well, that's the thing.
I think their contingency plan is Randy Orton at this point. Because if you're selling all out for Punk at Mania or at Rumble, who else is it going to be? And Randy's not dancing around with anybody right now.
No.
There's nobody in line for Randy. So I think Randy's the fallback, and Austin's going to be their dream match that they're going to try to make happen.
Listen, I'm not excited for either. I know it's December 1st.
I'm not either.
Is it first?
It's first.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm more excited for Randy over Austin, to be honest. But
by the way, holy fucking 18 months.
Yeah.
He looks bigger than Brock right now.
Right? Fucking jacked and ready to go.
Yeah.
What I will also say is I know there's a behavior clause in Punk's contract from what I've seen and read. There's a behavior clause in it. Don't be surprised if they try to pull a trigger on a Hall of Fame induction for Punk in the next year at 40. I think they might.
Really?
Think about it. You don't know how he's going to act in a year, in 2 years. He was at AEW for a year before he really went downhill.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So he went downhill, had a behavior issue. He's gone for 10 months. Comes back for 3.
Same thing.
He gets fired. They're taking a risk, bringing him in back to the company. They acknowledge it's business. We're doing business right now. We need to bring him in, which is fine. You can do that. Hedge your bets. Punk's here. We have him for the time being. Can we convince him at 40 if it's Paul Heyman's year because it's in Philadelphia? He's a Heyman guy.
Put him in. Get
Punk in the Hall of Fame, because then if things go south and you don't talk to him for 20 years, he's already in the Hall of Fame. You don't give a shit.
Yeah. You got that Legends contract.
He's got the Legends contract. He can say, oh, I'm already in there, and he can go sign autographs or do whatever the hell he's going to do and say, I'm a Hall of Famer. At WrestleCade, I'm a Hall of Famer, and charge $250 at WrestleCade and get whatever you need.
And not have Mark sign this tattoo.
Yeah, right. But
don't put him in the Hall of Fame. Fire him. Send him back to Indies. He'll still charge a lot.
OVW. But get out of that business.
Cardona was charging, by the way, $80.
Really?
I love Cardona. And I showed him. I may be on his shtick, by the way. I said, will you sign underneath Chelsea's lips? He's like, get my fucking tattoo on it. Of course, he swore at me.
Yeah.
Get my fucking tattoo on it, and I'll still charge you $80, you bastard.
You got to make that money.
He does. And he's right.
Yeah. He's right. He's rightfully to do that.
He is.
And I'm not judging anybody that makes that money. But to me, would you not, if I'm Triple H, would I not
That's a great idea.
Convince Punk to say, go in with Paul. Go in with Paul. We'll get you in the Hall of Fame, and you're all set.
Yeah, he was an ECW champion, right?
Yeah. He was ECW champion at one point.
The watered down ECW.
The bastardized one. But
right.
He was an ECW champion. Philly's going to love him.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody in the United States is going to love him. If CM Punk walked into an arena, I'd scream my
we'd go ape shit. Yeah.
So people are going to want him. Put him in the Hall of Fame.
Great idea.
Just avoid it. Just avoid the issues, because you'll have him for 6 months.
Well, that you're saying if he's going to have controversy or anything like that, WWE is not going to be afraid to fire him for sneezing the wrong way.
Exactly.
Some of his issues, and I'm not knocking him, because what he does is more than I've ever done in the ring. He hasn't had a match yet.
Yeah.
2 of the times that he was offered months were because he was injured.
Mm-hmm.
Will they, and I'm not knocking AEW, because I always cover my trail, because I love both of them. It's not going to be as high impact as AEW. He's not going to be doing jumping around stuff.
Oh, no,
he's going back to submission Punk.
There's no, yeah, exactly. There's no Pepsi plunge off the top rope.
No.
There's none of that BS. He's going to be submission Punk. He has the perfect first match with Seth, because Seth will carry him through that match and get him where he needs to go and look like $1 million. Seth may not like him, but he'll get him where he needs to go.
2 things. One, we're going to talk about the interview or promo that he had on Raw. Same thing he had when he came back to AEW 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Watered down, neutered, as you said, off air.
Yep.
Exact same thing.
Oh, it's 100% the same thing.
I'm here to make money, not friends.
Yep.
That's the way he ended AEW's.
Yep.
So he's not allowed to talk about AEW, but he can steal everything that he did at AEW.
Mm-hmm.
It sucked. I was not excited for it. I stayed awake because I was home. I can watch Raw. I don't have to go to work tomorrow.
I tried to stay awake. I'm glad I didn't.
I'm pissed that I did.
I fell asleep at 10:40, woke up at 11:25, and when I watched the entire promo the next day, I was like, "Man, I'm really glad I didn't stay awake from that."
20
I
extra
actually
minutes
was
of sleep.
pissed I didn't get an extra hour.
Yeah.
But
By the way, I don't know why I watched 3 hours of Raw without fast. I couldn't fast forward.
The first hour, I was in. Commercial wise, listen, the Gauntlet match wasn't the greatest thing in the world, but okay, it was entertaining. Rhea and Randy.
I should pull out my Raw notes, huh? Is that what you're getting to?
Well, I'm just stalking at this point. Rhea and Randy was a good promo back and forth. It was funny, had its moments, ended the way you think it would.
Daddy's back.
Daddy's back.
I do like that.
I did like that. That's going to be a t-shirt probably.
Yeah.
I was surprised he was going to have a match on Monday night. I didn't think Randy was going to have a match Monday night.
Well, it was the squash of squashes.
Well, it was a squash of squashes, but it was a match nonetheless.
It was a main event.
Main event against Dom.
Prior to Punk coming out again.
Yeah.
See how that
keeps coming out?
Yeah.
The contingency's in here now.
Yes.
That's if you're not getting Austin, you have the contingency because you can get heel Orton out of nowhere.
Right.
Yeah.
Jelly Roll. Can we please talk about Jelly Roll?
Yeah.
Is he getting a match?
I would hope so. But against who though?
R-Truth.
I mean, why not? R-Truth does enjoy a good Jelly Roll though.
I wouldn't mind. Listen, this is what came to my head when he came on TV. And I don't know where this came from. This legit, since I've been to Jenks' house, like 2 seconds, my left nostril is either running or clogged.
I don't know.
Whatever.
Hopefully you're not allergic to something in my house.
It's a rare air of Erie is what it is.
I hope it's not something in my house.
It's not. It's not. It's all right. I want to get Jelly Roll on Can Crushers. I think he's a real fucking fan. Not that you guys aren't, that's been with us for the long haul, but I wonder if just to talk wrestling.
Yeah. Just hear his input. Yeah. What do you think?
Listen, I know one of he sings, right? Yeah.
Yeah, he does.
I know one of his songs, I think.
More than I know.
Yeah.
And nothing against you, Jelly Roll. I just don't listen to that music often.
But I think he'd just be, I almost wanted to say, hey, do you want to come up to Erie tomorrow and go to a couple breweries with us?
I think he would go.
I think he would be a fucking
amazing
amazing human being to hang out with.
Oh, I completely agree.
I just don't know him.
Yeah. I mean, he has a great, his life story is great. It's fantastic.
Oh, so I know.
The TikTok, you go down past and all that. He has a life story. I think he was convicted at one point, in prison, got out, obviously revamped his life, and I could be totally wrong on this story, but...
Oh, it's this song. And that's all I can probably play before we get banned.
Before we get banned, yeah.
But I need a favor. Yeah. All right. There's other ones, but... All right, go ahead.
Yeah, but anyways, I think he would be he has a fantastic backstory, and if he is a true fan, which it seems like he is, it'd be a hell of a talking. It'd be worth a talk.
That's my goal for 2024.
Get Jelly Roll.
We're gonna have to work on Jelly Roll. I like. This is what happens when we're live.
Yeah, right.
I'm glad the Creed brothers are number one contenders.
I am too.
I hope they get them.
I hope so too. And then it's kind of Judgment Day can disband or do whatever they got to do. But now we have fresh blood in the tag team division.
We do.
And we can have some more opportunities or different teams going forward.
Still need the titles to be split.
Well, agreed. But will they do that anytime soon? I don't know.
Listen, you did it with everything that Roman did. You threw away 2 titles to bring in Roman's 1, and then you just combined it into everything that is called, just so Seth can have a title. I don't want to say there's enough tag teams to have both. Just have one that floats then.
I think that's it.
More so. And not carry 69 goddamn titles.
Yeah, just one
Pair
World
of titles.
Tag Team titles.
The fucking square ones. Please bring them back.
Ones from the 80s
Yes.
and 90s. Yes. 100%.
Demolition
And Heart Foundation,
all
all the way
ones.
through the Dudleys. Yeah.
If you have to put the stupid ass big WWE thing in the circle, fine. Because that's essentially
what they did to the world title.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The big gold belt, they put the WWE. Everybody wants the square titles back.
Mm-hmm.
Bring those back. Put the WWE logo in the middle of it. At least it's a reincarnation of somewhat. Because all the copper titles suck. These titles suck. The ones that look like, and I'm not knocking them, but they look like more of a women's title. Before they were oblong more so than anything else. You remember those?
Yeah.
Those were probably worse than the copper ones.
Yeah.
Just bring the square ones back.
Yeah. Bring the square ones back. Hell, I'll take the ones on early Raw 2000s World Tag Team titles. They were just black,
Yes.
gold. That was it.
Fine.
SmackDown ones were okay. They weren't bad. They weren't good. They were just indifferent.
The colors need to go anymore.
The colors need to go. Just keep it black, simple.
Yeah.
Black, white, whatever you want to make them. Just make it happen.
Priest is taking the blame for the loss of War Games. Cool. We kind of talked about that. Cody says he's the first person in the Rumble.
I was surprised they declared somebody early, but I guess that makes sense to kind of track that story. But then Shinsuke came out and just ruined everything. Because why are we creating stereotypes? By the way, why is everybody got missed?
Because Cody can't not be on TV until Rumble. What would you have him do until, hey, I'm declaring for the Rumble. I'll see you fucking January 27th.
I am fine with Shinsuke versus Cody. My problem is Asuka throws missed. Now I got Shinsuke throwing
They were
missed.
all trained by Great Muta. If you're trained by Great Muta or had a sandwich with them.
It's very loosely that everybody's throwing missed is my point.
I agree. I agree. Shinsuke, at least, he just did that Muta's last match.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I understand where you're going. Now, and I'm not knocking her, if Kairi-san
Started misting people.
and then we're going to go off.
Yeah.
First of all, she's a emo pirate.
And it's fantastic.
It
I
is.
love her gimmick right now.
I do. But she
don't need to miss people.
She's not miss-worthy.
No. Like Asuka, I understood.
Right.
And Asuka did it. Asuka was missing left and right. I can get behind Shinsuke, but I just want to avoid this frickin' everybody under the sun is misting people because they're from Asian descent, right?
Tajiri missed it.
Tajiri missed it? Yeah.
I'm saying at WrestleCade.
Oh, did he?
He missed it at the beginning of the match, red.
Yeah.
He missed it at the end of the match, red, and missed. Referee got knocked out, then missed it green and won.
Really?
In the red and green were within 15 seconds. So, however...
See, that's impressive.
Right. However he did the capsules, because, listen, I wasn't engulfed into watching Tajiri's mouth and hands and everything. I was just watching the match. And I know 15 seconds is a long time. If you want us to pause for 15 seconds, you're going to be like, well, fucking show's over.
Yeah.
But I'm like, holy shit. It was just that cool. During the match, it's like lickety split. But if you think about it, you're like, oh, he clearly put one in, had one in his hand, coughed, put another one in.
Yeah.
And I said that just as fast as he probably did it.
Yeah.
But it looks cool when you're like, red. And I'm like, oh, shit, he's not going to win with the miss. Green! Holy fuck! But you're right. It is. I want to see Ivy Niles miss now.
Yeah.
Why can't she?
Yeah. Why can't this person miss or that person miss? Yeah.
I thought I'd never say this. Because prior to the match, I'm like, oh, I need Bronson and Ivar every week in different matches, but it needs to end in double DQ, double disqualification, double this, double that, until they get to death beyond dishonor match or whatever. Something that you have to walk out with a body bag.
It looked like Godzilla fucking facing Godzilla in that match. Or Godzilla versus King Kong. They were just going at it. The meat was slapping in that match. And I agree, it was fantastic. Then you have fucking Ivar jumping off of sound cases in that in a crowd. This was fucking everything.
Crazy.
Everything it needed to be and more.
This was a match of Raw.
Oh, 100%. I'm hoping we get something down the line. It's going to end up in a Vikings rules match.
Which sucks. Those suck.
They do suck, but I'm also hoping that they destroy the boat that goes out there. Because one of them
have to finish this in Buccaneer Stadium.
Yes, I would love that. Let's go back to Tampa at WrestleMania for that. But that fucking boat that they attach to the front of it, you put Ivar in the middle of that and send Bronson crashing through it. You destroy the boat. You're done with the Viking rules matches. But it also creates a visual that's fucking phenomenal. And there's a way to like build that so that it doesn't hurt them or anything like that, and they can make it work. But imagine that being the end of it, and he just beats him because he just crashes through the Viking. Or they don't even get beat, they just fucking blow it up, and then they can't fight anymore.
By the way, Eric on the shelf for a while.
Neck surgery.
Yeah.
Which is speedy recovery.
Yeah.
But also, eerily, wasn't Ivar on the shelf for a neck injury at one point in time a couple years ago?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Not that they... Listen, we just spoke highly of him in this match, and I hope this continues because he's found, I think, his dancing partner for a while. The Viking Raiders were just not... They just weren't over for a while again.
They just ruined them. I mean, as War Raiders or War Machine in NXT and in New Japan, they were fantastic.
I agree.
But when you create them and make them hokey with the Viking Raiders and the Viking experience,
that was god-awful.
That was horrific. It's hard for anybody to get behind them. I think they have a cool-ass entrance now with the Raid all singing that.
I'm still not a fan of Valhalla.
I don't understand why she's called Valhalla, because Valhalla is a place, if you know Norse mythology, and that pisses me off that this woman's apparently Valhalla.
She's the whole place.
She's a whole fucking place. Don't buy that. Call her Valkyrie, but I guess you can't do that because you have Valkyria down in NXT.
Right.
So, I don't know. Maybe I'm just beating a dead horse.
Seth, we kind of pandered around this. Seth about the CM Punk chance. He's not talking about it. Drew comes out. He wants the shot. He's not getting the shot. Jay is getting a shot next week. Listen, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But I'd be all right if Jay wins and Drew and Jay go at it for a while.
Yeah.
Seth and CM Punk don't need a title around them.
No, they don't. That can be pure hatred around it. But, yeah, they're not... It's not going to happen.
No.
But if they gave it to Drew, I'd be all right with that.
Jay's going to have it for...
a hot second or...
a week, maybe.
Yeah, and then Drew takes the title back. Yeah.
And you can build off of Drew.
Yeah.
And then maybe Brock comes back again.
Yeah.
Whatever. I was shocked that Chelsea Green and Piper won. I thought this was the time that they were pulling the trigger on them, saying, okay, you guys have done what you can do with the tag titles. We fucking buried the unholy reunion or union or whatever that they were seeing for once. That's the team that we wanted to take them off of it.
Right.
I thought they were going to give it to Natty and Tegan, and then we'll figure something out from there in a month or two, and maybe Chelsea gets her flowers. I was prepared for that. Chelsea and Piper win, and I'm like, all right, well, they got tag team titles. They're not doing anything, even though they're champs. They're not
doing a fucking thing with them.
Because now what happens? They just beat the only contenders.
Yeah, and they have no other contenders for the women's division. The ones that might have had a shot
was the Unholy Reunion or Union or whatever the hell they're called. Yeah. Fire and Ice.
They're not back yet. They're not. I don't know what the hell they're doing. And so there's nothing or no one there.
Nope.
To take them off of them. So they're just going to sit there with them?
You might see Carter and The other one.
Carter and Chance.
Yeah.
Maybe, but they don't build them up.
No, they're not. Not at all.
That's cool that they're around, but they're not doing anything.
Listen, I love that Chelsea's getting her flowers in WWE,
Yeah.
what she's always wanted and everything, but I want her single. I want her single. I want her doing her thing there.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Again, we'll get on the horse of get rid of the tag team titles and bring in 2 mid-card titles. I don't give a shit if it's the United States Women's, the Intercontinental Women's. Create new titles. It's okay.
Yeah.
Even though your business is 400 years old.
Just create them.
Create a new title.
Yeah. You've done it
A
before.
U.S. title and a Fox title. I don't fucking care. Steal the same thing AEW does. I know you're not going to be on Fox for much longer, but...
Yeah, do 2 TV titles. SmackDown Women's TV title, Raw TV title.
You'll get more meat and potatoes out of a mid-card title than you're doing anything with these. And listen, we and anybody else that's ever been on this podcast, when it was Sasha and Bayley waving the flag for this, because they had tag teams, we loved the idea. Yes, give them their flowers. The flowers are dead. Uproot them and get rid of these titles.
They started falling away after the Iconics lost the titles.
Yes.
Because there was nothing. Because it was a makeshift tag team. I can't even tell you who the tag team was that took them off them at that time.
Wasn't it Carmella and the poor girl that only got a shot at Puerto Rico? What the hell is her name? Vega.
Was it them?
I don't know.
Well, now I gotta look it up.
That's it on WWE status for me.
Yeah, that's it.
Because we already talked about Dom getting his ass kicked.
His arse has been kicked. Let me see here. Iconics, where are you at? Yeah, it was Carmella and Naomi.
Oh.
Was it?
Really?
No, that can't be right. Yeah, it was.
Oh.
I'm trying to read through this. Yeah, we're taking too much time, but yeah.
No, it is. All right. When we come back, we're doing AEW right now. When we come back in segment 3, we have other things planned.
Other things to talk about.
All right. So the only thing I watched on Rampage was you becoming a new pure champion, by the way.
Yeah, by Hooker by Cook.
Right.
Which I guess they had to get the title off with Shibata.
I was going to say, is it time for him to go home for a little bit?
I think it was. I think I did read that he went back to Japan at that point. So,
I mean, perfect person to have it.
Yeah.
So I'm all right with that. Collision. Do I have Dynamite stats? I do. All right. Collision. I'm digging this tournament from fucking day one.
It's fucking fire.
It is.
I was trying to figure out. So, I'm not familiar with the G1, obviously. I know competitors and all that, but this round robin, this match style, god damn it. And they put heavy hitters that they knew were going to carry fucking matches.
There's a couple that aren't.
Well, you got to get some bottom barrel guys in there.
Listen, I'm not speaking ill. I love Jay Lethal. He's getting one win.
Yeah.
Maybe. As much as I love Roosh.
He got his one win. Maybe he gets 2. Briscoe, I feel bad for him. He's just there to get kind of
waylaid.
Walked. Yeah. That's just the nature of the beast at that point. I was surprised on Collision, though.
We're going to jump around.
Let's jump around. I was surprised Brody.
I was too.
Got the win over.
I think there's a story embedded into this.
I think they're making Eddie come from behind because he's facing Danielson tomorrow at Collision tonight when you guys are listening.
But that tells me something because of this.
Okay, because my thought is he loses to Danielson at Collision, then he's on a redemption path and starts winning the rest of his matches.
And then the top 2 face each other. And then the winner from that bracket faces the winner of the other bracket. I said, whatever the hell you're calling them. Quadrants.
So he's revisiting. I'm betting Danielson's the other winner from this bracket.
Well, they're the top 2.
They're going to be the top 2. Boom. They face each other. Eddie gets his win over Danielson. And then whoever he's facing out of the other, it's probably
Moxley.
And then it's
I don't think Moxley loses a match in this.
Not until Eddie.
Right.
Yeah.
Because only because he threw in the New Japan title into this. Listen, we've said this for months now. I would be shocked. He wouldn't be the champion if he doesn't make it to the semis.
Yeah.
If he doesn't make it to the finals. He's instantly given this up. New Japan sign off on that? I don't know.
Yeah.
Because then AEW like, hey, we're going to make it, and no disrespect, we're going to make it Mark Briscoe.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is that? People in Japan are saying.
Yeah.
Not that they don't know.
No,
He's been there, but...
Yeah.
Right.
He's not the one holding the New Japan Strong title.
No.
And they would probably only accept a Danielson or Mox to take it.
Right.
It can't be Mox because he's already in a triple threat at Wrestle at the WK at Wrestle Kingdom. So Danielson going to take it against Okada? I don't think so about that, unless Okada's taking it off Danielson. So,
Hey, by the way, you see they have the new title hidden?
yeah.
Pisses me off. Son of a bitch.
I kind of like that.
I do. But I'm like,
I mean, AEW has not missed on a title.
they haven't.
So I have all the confidence that it's going to look cool as shit, but I kind of want to see it.
They do.
When do we find out what it looks like?
Not until the main.
Probably not until World's End.
Yeah. Claudio Garcia.
Banger. Like we thought it would be.
By the way, prior to everything, I'm like, why the hell is Ric Flair coming out for this match? I didn't know that Woo Nation was sponsoring all of Collision last week.
And Dynamite.
Which maybe we get samples. I do want to try it, but I did see that it's like $6 a can out on the internet.
Maybe if you schmooze Moochie a little bit, he's got a can at his house.
No, he doesn't.
He met Ric Flair. Story time with Mike Jenks, baby. His friend texted him up from the Cleveland area and said, Ric Flair's going to be at Giant Eagle in Painesville for his energy drink. You want to go?
I saw those because he did it in Pittsburgh somewhere too.
Yeah. Moochie's like, well, yeah, I want to meet Ric Flair. So he met Ric Flair. You have to buy the energy drink to meet Ric Flair.
Yep.
So he bought a 4-pack. He met Ric Flair. So now he has this energy drink that's some mushroom concoction.
Does he have a 4-pack of it?
I think he has a 4-pack, or he had to buy one or something like that. I've only seen one can of it. So he said something about giving it to me.
It was like $36 a fucking...
It's fucking expensive. So it's basically you're paying for a signing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you got the picture with him, so he has the energy drink. He has He has at least one energy drink. I've seen one energy drink in his
He's
hand.
going to keep... If he's only got one, he's going to keep it.
He tried to give me one, so he's got to have more than one, I feel like.
Maybe he can co-host. I will step away for a first time ever in Can Crushers, and you two can do a show if we can give me a can. That's a lie.
Don't do that.
That's
look
an outright lie.
Look at
because
me
I don't want to edit that.
Don't do that. These people don't want that. Maybe that's a spotlight, but don't sell your soul for a can.
I will not give up my spot.
If you ever reach the point of darkness that you have nothing, bring Dan on. Well, we almost tried to get him on this time. It just didn't work out.
For segment 3, but he's just being a bitch.
It just didn't work out today.
Right.
But, yeah.
In the midst of everything, by the way, I love that Christian's group now has a name, and we have new names for people.
Yeah.
I don't remember Nick Wayne's.
He's just a prodigy.
Okay.
Nick Wayne. Because
so.
he didn't fuck up.
Right. So it really doesn't matter. Granted, everybody called him Luchasaurus this week on all TV, but because everybody messed up, because he's been Luchasaurus forever. I love Killswitch. I like that name.
I do too. I think it's a cool name.
It's not going to stick once he turns.
Yeah, because he's clearly going to turn at some point here.
Sooner than later.
Probably in a week. Who knows? But I do like the name Killswitch as well. I think that's a cool little wrestling name to have for him.
Yeah. And it's, what the hell is this group name? The
Oh God.
the
Patriarchy.
Patriarchy. Yes.
Yeah.
Because I had to say it in my phone because God forbid I don't know how to spell that. So he beats up the boys and then continues to beat up the boys. This was not on Collision. He just beat the fuck out of the boys.
Yeah.
Edge doesn't come out until later. Copeland does challenge Christian
For the TNT title. In his best promo at AEW, and one of more impassioned promos I've seen from Copeland in a long time.
in Montreal.
Yep.
People are going to shit on this real quick. You know that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Because a WWE guy is getting a title as soon as he comes over. Because sure as shit he's getting this title, right?
I would assume. Unless shenanigans to extend this to World's End.
I hope shenanigans.
I hope shenanigans
I
too.
actually hope he never gets this title this fast.
I agree. I also think people would let it get a pass because it's Copeland.
Yeah.
It's Christian and Edge, and it's seeing them fight each other. If this was any other guy, like a Swerve or like a Keith Lee, they would be fucking pissed.
Touche.
I think Edge gets the pass. Adam Copeland gets the pass on this.
When do we get them as a team? 6 months yet?
Ooh, Copeland and Christian?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's too early. I think it's over 6 months.
Okay.
Maybe end of next year.
All right.
Because they'll play off the we hate each other, we've told each other the fuck off card for 8 months. And,
by the way, I know this happened on Dynamite, but good Lord, TBS TNT people they work together, right? It's probably the same production crew. And I'm not knocking them because shit happens all the time here, but they miss the fuck all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Every time that both of them say fuck, it has been blatantly on TV.
Oh, 100%.
They make sure they get ass every time. Ass is a normal word in 2024.
Yeah.
We're rounding, right? Everybody says ass.
Yeah.
Ass, 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 ass. They bleep ass like nobody's business.
But fuck.
They let slide every time.
When I was watching it, and he said, "Go fuck yourself." I'm like,
and then the
we
bleep
didn't catch that.
And then the
bleep happened. I'm like, we didn't catch that one.
No,
we're on a delay, and we couldn't catch that one. And he said it very slowly.
Oh yeah,
and deliberately, so they could say, "Bleep." No.
Yourself got bleep.
Yourself got bleep, but not fuck.
Right. I'm glad that Collision was a very House of Black heavy show, and I loved it. But I did not watch the tag team match. Why did I not watch it?
You didn't miss anything. I mean, it was your favorite wrestler of all time, Gravity.
Right.
Versus Commander. There wasn't much because you knew House of Black was winning.
Right.
There was just no way around that. It was predictable. And when you have... I'm not saying this badly, but like No Name Commander and Gravity.
I would take Commander over Gravity in a heartbeat.
Well, I would agree. But when I see Commander and Gravity, I know House of Black's winning.
Oh, yeah.
When I see Penta and Commander versus the Young Bucks, I know Commander's taking the pinfall.
Right.
Because that's just how that goes. Commander's not built up to be any sort of sport. So it ended up being like a glorified squash for him.
Yeah. Julia and Lady Frost, though, I enjoyed the shit out of.
Oh, yeah.
First of all, because I love Julia. Everybody knows that. But Lady Frost, IWC girl, Rise girl, every Pittsburgh girl.
Yeah.
She had a strong fan base. Almost as much as Julia did in Pittsburgh. Because Collision was in Pittsburgh last week.
Well, yeah. Hometown girl getting it.
Man, I wish she would get more. I mean, she's doing a lot on ROH.
Yeah.
But I wish she would get more AEW time. She's probably somebody that in a couple months, if this is revisited, I'd be like, all right, it's time for Lady Frost to get a title.
Yeah.
She is elite. She has signed it, but she's just in the ROH elite section of it.
Yeah.
I'd be all right with that.
I wouldn't hate it. I wouldn't hate it at all. I think she's definitely one of those talents that they could pick and just run with on All Elite. Build her up. She's different than everybody else out there.
She's got difference.
She's different. She stands out from what we're seeing in the women's division right now. And that's what they need. Yeah. They need a sliver of some sort of difference to stand out. And I think that's what makes Julia Hart pops, is because she's in the House of Black, but she has a different aura, a different thing around her that just brings a different atmosphere that she brings to it.
Yep.
Stat had that. Stat's now one of the girls.
Beyond that.
She's beyond that, but she's also blending in more with the women of the division. That's not a knock on any of them, but it's okay. They're not standing out as much.
Right.
Toni Storm's getting a lot of love because she's standing out because of this whole
shenanigan
gimmick that's going on right now. But that's what AEW needs, is just those women that kind of stand out more to make it pop. I do want to say this, though.
I know where you're going.
What? No, you don't.
Go ahead.
No, I want to know where you're going.
Britt? What Britt said?
Oh, I wasn't even going there.
Okay. Go ahead.
I was going to just tie it back to the TBS title, that they brought the house rules to the TBS title.
Oh, I love that.
I love that, too.
Yeah.
I think that was magnificent thought process.
When we shifted Dynamite, I like that one even better.
That was a great rule.
Don't get me wrong on this one, that no countouts for Lady Frost.
Yeah.
That's cool. Because then she, Julia used it to her advantage on the outside.
Right. It was beautiful. It was smart. But all right.
Round Julia into the other one with Emi Sakura. Then.
Oh my God. No,
so you can't win by submission.
Oh, that was smart.
But you can keep the submissions on until
whenever
you die.
Yeah.
She weakened her up, did the moonsault.
It's
go home.
Smart.
I loved it.
You played off of it.
Yeah. I want to know more what's going to come with this house rules now.
Yep.
Because the normal house rules, 20 count on the outside, no rope break. Those are always, but then your opponent gets to pick whatever.
Yeah. No submissions. Okay. No count out. What's next?
Yeah.
I love it.
People don't know. It's just building Julia up more.
Yeah.
It really is.
They're not seeing it, but it's very, very much stands out. So what were you going to say about Britt?
Did you see the tweet about Britt?
Actually, I didn't see the tweet. That's why I didn't know where you were going with that.
Oh.
It
was about that. I mean, we're combining everything now all of a sudden.
Okay. I got to look it up.
Britt put a tweet out. Eddie Kingston gets 7 minutes of promo time on Dynamite. Moxley gets 10 minutes. I don't know the numbers, so don't yell at me. Yeah. Gets 10 minutes. This person gets this long. Britt's live promo time in 2023, 0 minutes. Everything's been recorded. It's Britt being Britt, but people have spun it now, and it's Britt being Britt.
Britt, yeah.
All right.
But people
are like,
that.
What the fuck? Why aren't women getting more promo time? It's Britt getting back into... Listen, she took time off for whatever she was doing. It's her spin to get back in now, essentially. I loved it. And I didn't know Britt didn't have any live promo time this year. That's fucking amazing. And I think she means like in ring.
Standing in the ring.
With Tony or whomever. Yeah.
It's been either in the backstage area or
pre-recorded
video, things of that nature.
Yeah. Nothing live on TV.
It's a wild stat. I just pulled it up here. Yeah. MJF live promo 7 minutes. Christian Cage live promo 10.
Okay, those are the two that she used.
0.
Yeah. In 2020. And she says MJF was 7 minutes that show.
That show. Only that show.
Britt 0 2023.
Yeah.
Now, granted, Britt has been off for a while in 2023.
Britt has been off. I mean, she took time off, I think, with Adam Cole to get him through that.
Right.
Britt hasn't
She
been...
also had a lingering injury at the beginning of the year.
Yeah. So, that's fine. You have to get to the end.
But still, she's a fucking pillar.
She is a pillar.
Darby Allin comes on and breathes on TV when he hasn't done anything magnificent.
Remotely magnificent. And let's be honest, the only thing that he's going to be doing in the next 6 months is beating Sting at Revolution.
Touche.
Because that's going to be the end of that.
Yeah.
That's going to be the last match of Sting. I will say, I applaud Britt for taking the shot at one of the other pillars. And the biggest pillar of them all.
Oh, yeah.
Take the shot at MJF.
I agree. When we get there, we'll get there. FTR against the Righteous. FTR gets the win. Whatever. I still love the Righteous.
Oh, I do too.
Like, they need to stop taking losses. I know you took a loss to FTR, which is the greatest tag team out there right now. Whatever.
Yeah.
Couldn't you pull the Mulkeys in? Because this wasn't about... This was nothing about... And if you don't know who the Mulkeys were, they were the horrible tag team in the 80s that lost to everybody.
I think, yeah.
Before the promos.
Yeah, okay.
All right. This could have been This could have been Bob Smith and his brother Joe. Mm-hmm. Because the match didn't matter. It's what happened after the match is what they're setting up.
Yeah. With House of Black.
Right. I just hate that the Righteous... wins and losses matters. And I did air quotes, folks.
Yeah.
Fuck. Well, then you just lost to the best team. You're now at the bottom of the line.
Yeah. And even with the ROH titles, you're at the bottom of the line with that.
Yeah.
Why is the Righteous at the bottom of the line? They are a charismatic group that, even though Pittsburgh didn't show them love, they still got...
Listen, everybody sees them. If you tomorrow say, hey, Righteous, who do they remind you of? It's going to give that sentimental Bray Wyatt thing. And I'm like, oh, man, yeah.
Yeah.
They're playing off of it. I understand that, but...
It's the right thing to do, and they're not directly playing off of it. They're going after that cult mentality with the Wyatt thing. And that's smart. And when you have Dutch as somebody, one of those pompous ass...
Yep.
I'm going to say plantation owners, because that's what he looks like.
He does.
You want to punch him in his face. And then you have the very Jeff Hardy-esque charismatic Vincent just coming through, snapping his fingers, just like moving and grooving and all this stuff. Sinisterly. He's playing a lot of fucking games there. And to me, even though, yes, they're playing off the Wyatt cult, that's two sides of what Bray Wyatt's personality were.
Yeah.
The Southern boy versus what Vincent is in that charismatic man. Bless you.
I know your microphone.
Yeah, go out.
But it wasn't as loud.
Yeah, but
thank you.
But so it's that charismatic nature of them that should catapult them, I would think, to the top
instantly. I know. We're 5 years into AEW, right?
Yeah.
All have been on TBS and TNT, right?
Yeah.
Probably same production crew, right?
Yeah.
Good fucking Lord. Are we still having problems showing promos and stuff?
I don't know what the hell they're doing.
This isn't... In this, we thought, oh, they're going to play it up. It's the House of Black. No, it's somebody.
Somebody's fucking up.
Yeah.
I just don't...
Not that I cared to see Top Flight's promo or anything, but somebody does.
Somebody does enjoy Top Flight, and somebody's going to enjoy when Top Flight faces Penta Brothers.
Right.
And that, or Penta Vikingo and all of that goddamn ass flying around. But why are we breaking down? Like, we're a corporate company.
It still shows that, listen, WWE is better.
Yeah, there's better production value at WWE.
Yeah. Step up your game.
That's 100% it.
Next week when there's cuts in WWE, Tim Smith gets cut by WWE. Sign him.
Yeah.
Look at their production group.
Well, exactly.
Get them.
If you got a lead production guy, pick him up.
Yeah.
Say, hey, can you tell us?
And I'm sorry, Kimberly Smith, and I'm just throwing these names out there. If you're the one that did it, it's got to be owned up to.
Yeah.
Because it happens every show. Something happens anymore.
Oh, yeah. There's always something's falling off, something's not great.
And Tony apologizes all the time.
Yep. And shouldn't have to.
No.
Should not have to.
It's on you, TBS, TNT, whoever.
Yeah. It's good to a point to apologize and all that, but after a while, somebody has to be held accountable. Hell, Haley Williams of Paramore fired somebody in Australia this past week while she was singing because they fucked up her pyrotechnics for a third time.
Yep. See you bye.
See you bye.
Find your way back from Australia.
Exactly. Quit fucking up.
Yeah. Accountability. If I would skip a whole street,
I'd
get in trouble.
If I were just to not show up at work any day, I'd get in fucking trouble. Not tell them where it was or anything. If I fuck up anything at work, I get in trouble.
Right.
It's accountability. You can only do it so often.
And then you're out the door.
Exactly. Especially when you're under the microscope of being watched by millions of people, hundreds of thousands of people at least.
Right.
They're going to see. It's not hiding it. You can't sugarcoat it. You can't do anything about it.
No. Big Bill and Starks, they talked about attacking Jericho, calls them the Golden Girls.
Yeah.
I told you they're going to get a title shot.
Yeah.
I don't want them to be the ones to take the title off these two.
That's the unfortunate thing. I think it's going to happen at World's End, though.
I do, too. Listen, Keith Lee and Moriarty, this wasn't to get Keith Lee on TV.
Mm-mm.
This was to get Moriarty back in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
But he takes the loss. And then we talked about Kingston and Brody King. This was a great match.
Oh, it was fantastic.
So
good 20-minute affair between two big men.
Dynamite time.
Dynamite.
By the way, if you haven't noticed, we will be long.
What?
Yeah. Danielson on commentary for a match and a half.
Yeah.
It was just because to get the whole tournament thing stirring.
Get his good promo in there, and then
with his pirate patch. Does he have the pirate patch on tonight?
God willing, he's wrestling with the pirate patch tonight. Can you imagine Eddie Kingston losing to a one-eyed Danielson?
I do now that you talked me into it, that's how Kingston has to battle back.
Is now he's lost to Danielson, who is visibly weakened with one eye.
Mox and Lethal did nothing for me. This Lethal's, he's there.
Unfortunately, with Lethal and Briscoe, I don't buy any of it.
No, I don't.
I just don't buy any match that they're going to win. And honestly, I'm thinking when they face each other,
it's going to be a draw.
It's going to be a draw.
They'll both get 1 point.
Yep, because they both get a point.
Yep.
Nobody's getting a 0 in this tournament. Maybe.
No.
Maybe.
Who?
I'm trying to remember who's on the gold bracket or the blue league. The only one would get it, I think, is Lethal.
I think
they'd give Briscoe a win or a draw, and if they do a draw, it's going to be against Lethal.
Yeah. We already talked about the promo about Revolution.
Mm-hmm.
We essentially told you what we thought about Briscoe and Roosh.
Yep.
I don't know if Roosh gets many more wins though either.
I think this was his one. Maybe he picks up a draw.
They have to throw some of those in there.
I think they have to put draws in, but they're probably just not happening yet,
right?
Because they don't want to do it the first two matches of it. In case
something happens.
Yeah, they can have points. People have points, and then if somebody gets injured or something, because that was a big talking point too. Although I think it was more of a work, was his knee's injured, this guy's arm's injured, da 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 da. So they're making points to bring these injuries up. They might be just works, but they're at least telling a story throughout the tournament so that it kind of blends everything back together.
Tony Storm was partying with JFK.
You're timeless. You're timeless, Tony Storm. You can party with whoever you want. Luther getting jealous of Mariah May, too.
Right?
That's going to be the underlining story here.
Is that a match?
I think it should be.
Should be. By the way, Mariah May, thanks for coming on the show a long time ago. A lot going on with MJF in this promo.
Yeah.
Like, maybe too much is convoluted. But you know what has dropped off in the last 2 months?
And being a scumbag?
No, he's still a scumbag.
Well,
the war of 2024.
Yeah, I know. Because we know
it's done.
It's done. It's over with. It's already been leaked. I mean,
granted, he brings up WWE, Impact, OVW, NWA, IWC, anything. Any promotion, he just, hey, out. In 2024, again, rounding, and I know it's 2023, I'm okay with that. The 90s, I didn't want WWE to mention WCW. I didn't want WCW to mention WWE. Taking shots all the times. Okay, listen. 90% of wrestlers in both companies have been in or around both companies. Mm-hmm. MJF was employed, have it be a day, by WWF at one point. WWE, whatever you want to call him.
Right.
He now works for AEW. He's been in MLW. Mention names.
Yeah.
I don't care. Like, if I want Seth Rollins, I want CM Punk to say, hey, I fucking left AEW because I don't like the Jacksons.
Yeah.
Say it. Keep it real. Kayfabe's done. Listen to every spotlight that we talk about. I break it all the time with somebody, somehow. I think you get more by that. So MJF's promos, I think, are the best out there because he's the realest reality out there.
You break the fourth wall.
Yeah.
You
give us enough that we want.
Yeah. Because we want you to acknowledge them. And I don't understand the argument of people that say, oh, well, AEW's mentioning WWE again for cred. They're doing this. They keep mentioning WWE so we can watch this.
Number one doesn't talk about number two.
Yeah. WWE doesn't mention AEW. Blah, 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 blah. Why not? Why wouldn't you?
Right.
I would.
I now remember what I wanted to say last segment.
Okay. But I encourage MJF to say WWE. He's been the leading voice of it. It fits his character. Because MJF is bigger. His character is bigger than both companies. And he's made that clear with the bidding war of 2024. So why not talk about WWE? Why not talk about AEW? Why not talk about MLW, Impact, Bob Smith's promotion in his backyard with a elephant running around as a circus? Why not? Bring him up. Talk about him. You break the walls down.
Break the walls down!
Of Jericho. Anyways, but break those down and move it forward. Move the needle.
Yeah.
We know they exist. This isn't, like, to your point, it's not the 90s.
Right.
The 90s, there was no internet. There was only sharing tape. The K-Fab walls could stand up. You didn't know about New Japan. I didn't know about New Japan Wrestling.
I barely knew about fucking independent wrestling, and now I'm in it.
Exactly. When you had WCW and WWF running parallel with each other, you were flipping back and forth, but you wanted separate products because you knew what you were getting in WCW versus what you were getting in WWF. 2024? 2023?
I know who's going to win tonight before we go to fucking Collision.
Oh, yeah. We know. So give me some juicy tidbits. Throw out some fucking name dropping. I don't care.
Right.
Drop Paul's name. Drop Levesque's name. Do this. Do that. Who the hell cares? I mean, he wasn't wrong in his promo.
No, he was not. No, I'm not slamming his promo.
I know you're not. I'm just saying in general, he fucking told it like it is because they fucking dropped the ball with Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
Samoa Joe should have been world champion.
I wish he would have said something about the fucking rain jacket he had on.
Yeah, agreed.
At least poncho or something.
Yeah, called it something. But they dropped the ball on him. So why not use it?
Remind me. We'll finish Dynamite, then because there's not much left.
Reminded.
Wardlow, AR Fox. Oh, man, really? This was too much of a match for Wardlow.
Yeah, and I think the only reason it was because AR Fox was relevant 2 months ago.
Right. It was too much.
It was a bit much.
But he got his ass knocked out.
Yeah. Oh, I do have notes. I've just been winging it.
I don't care.
I got fucking notes.
Top Flight in Action and Andrade against the Hardys and Zay. Dude, you fucked it up on Collision that they were fighting. So clearly this was his hometown match. He was getting a win.
Oh, yeah. 100%. I mean, I did pose a question here because I feel like I'm missing this. Where's the other half of Private Party? Is he injured? Is he just
gone?
But, I mean, Zay wore a Private Party shirt during the match, so I don't know if he's just disappeared. I don't know what happened. It's Mark Quinn, right? That's the one that's missing? Yeah. I don't know where the fuck he's at. I just, that popped into my head when I'm watching this match, because obviously I was paying attention thoroughly to that match.
And not to be a dick, that's the one actually I like more of Private Party.
Mark Quinn. Yeah, I agree. Not Mr. Oh, yeah, or whatever the fuck he does, moaning.
We talked about Julia and Emmy. Again, the no submissions match with Emmy Sakura was...
Love that.
It was amazing.
They started off pissed off, and then they were just fucking back and forth at each other. I love it.
Essentially, we talked about Mariah May, who just brought us back from a commercial an hour ago.
Right.
She's going to get a match. We talked about Kill Switch and Christian and this whole thing. And June, though. June is... Did you know Adam Copeland's mom's name was June?
I didn't know that.
Or was it Christian's mom's name?
One of their names was June. I don't know which one was which. But, no, it had to have been
I
Adams.
thought it was Adams.
It had to have been Adams, yeah.
Yeah. This was good, and then the Go Fuck Yourself got missed. Swerve and Jay White, more than I thought we were going to get. Now, I'm not saying Jay White was going to be the one that was buried in that side of the bracket, because if you bury Jay White at this point, it's a knock on MJF then, too.
Exactly. Yep.
But I don't know how much Jay White's going to win. He's just going to have very competitive matches.
Agreed. I thought they were going to pull a draw card on this one.
I did too.
Because they were leaning heavily into the time limits. They were getting down to it. It got to 5 minutes. And then I was hoping one of them would win.
I was only hoping Swerve would win.
Me too. But as long as somebody won, I think it was good. But when Swerve won, I was like, okay, fantastic. Let him be the semifinalist coming out against Mox and set that up.
Listen, I want Swerve to be the one to take it off of MJF. Like yesterday.
Well, I agree with that, but if you have...
But it's not going to happen.
But if he loses the Mox, at least in the semis...
Right.
That's a good fucking run.
It is. I agree. So that was AEW. That was essentially the week in wrestling, but I do remember my question.
Okay, what's your thing?
And I want to bring it up. And I mean this wholeheartedly. And I want anybody on the internet that listens to us to answer this for me. Are there really people that only watch WWE that think CM Punk has not wrestled in 10 years?
I honestly think so.
And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I'm not doing this for podcast ratings. I'm not doing it for anything. Like, they really have not looked at AEW in fucking 5 years.
I think that's accurate.
How do they not have... Listen... I don't know the scopes or even the stats or whatever words I'm trying to think of right now, because now my head is just blown. If you have Facebook...
Oh, it's everywhere.
You have to see, hey, AEW, what is this new wrestling thing? Punk has been on it for 5 years. Not really 5 years, but you understand my numbers. My numbers are just going to be skewed because I'm really into this now. You only know WWE. You don't know... You know WWE in your local independent wrestling that you go to. That's okay. Dude, it's fucking 2024. I know when you shit anymore.
Yep.
How is that possible? Or is there people that just... They live the universe life, and fine with that, and they don't look at anything else on the internet?
I think that's exactly it. They
How?
live the universe life. They choose not. They choose to be oblivious to that. Because let's talk about it. It's in your face. It's everywhere. It's in your face. It's it's what you're doing, right?
Right.
If you're a professional wrestling fan, you're watching all of it, or even if it's in passing, you're coming across Impact. You're coming across fucking AEW, you're coming across
OVW, MLW,
New Japan, MLW, But if you choose to be oblivious by it, you're sticking to only what you know. When you're on X, you have a following and you have a For You page. You stick to your following page. If you're a WWE fan, that is all you see. You don't see anything acknowledging that. I can't believe this.
I do. But I just...
No, I get what you're saying, but at the same time, I think there are people that choose to just be oblivious to it. It's not like, but it's also like WWF versus WCW in the 90s. There are some people that were in one camp and one camp only, and that's all they would watch.
Listen, I'm not an NBA fan.
Yeah.
I know Steph Curry is the best fucking thing out there. I know that Golden State's probably going to be deep into the playoffs. Just from passing.
Yeah, you may not watch it, but
if you watch CSI,
you know, I can't go.
Wrestling is on AEW.
Yeah. I don't watch half the shows. I still come across fucking Game of Thrones or Shameless or things of this nature. I've never seen an episode of either of them. I know fucking storylines because I'm like, well, this is fucking interesting. Popped up. If a wrestling promo pops up, I'm going to watch it.
Right.
Because I haven't seen it before. Who's this person? Why should I care? Why is Edge and Christian in this other company fighting with each other?
Why they change their names?
Why are they telling each other go fuck off? Go fuck yourself.
On national TV.
On national fucking TV. National TV nonetheless.
You're right.
I'm watching that. But I think there are some people that are like, oh, it's AEW, it's WWE Light. Swipe.
I can't.
I think
They really think that he has not been in the ring for 10 years.
Oh, yeah. I think people are stubborn and they don't want to accept that there's alternatives out there to what you're watching in WWE. They're comfortable with their very polished, PG-centric WWE version, and that's fine. You can have that view.
Right. And we're not it's a question.
But I also think it doesn't, and I loved what this match did, but I don't think it helps the cause when you have the edgy matches like a Texas Death Match where one guy is drinking another guy's blood.
We love it.
You see that clip. We love that shit because there's so much story behind it and it makes sense for the story. But when you talk about those other, when you're not Merriweather fan, but a very loyal fan to one product, and you see that in another brand, you're like, I don't give a shit what else they're going to fucking do. Yeah. I'm sure a lot of people were turned off when there was the Mimosa match between Jericho and Orange Cassidy a while back. I'm sure many people were turned off with the Stadium Stampede because there's shenanigans in that. If it's not your cup of tea or you don't think it's going to be your cup of tea, you just fucking say, I don't want to see it anymore, and you hit not interested or block this from my feed or whatever it is. I think people choose to be ignorant and oblivious to it.
Listen, Phil has been one, and shoot me as soon as I step out this door tomorrow morning if I'm wrong. Phil has been somebody that has transcended wrestling at one point in time.
Yeah.
So you should have followed him on any social media that he's on. Hey, Phil took a shit today. He went to UFC, got his ass beat. Those people followed him to UFC.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then, Phil got beat 3 times. Was it 3?
3 times for 2 minutes apiece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he's fallen off the face of the earth?
No.
You still have him followed on Facebook. He has posted stuff.
He's posted stuff. He's posted what he's doing. He's.
So as soon as Phil posts, hey, I'm fighting MJF. Oh, I don't like this MJF guy. I don't like scarves.
Yeah.
I'm going to unfollow Phil?
He's a fucking scumbag. Why would I follow? Why would I watch that?
Maybe we're naive. And people get it. And I don't know.
No. Because I will stand on this. I don't think we're naive. I think people are naive because they don't. Oh. Because they don't want to accept different products. They don't want to expand their mindset for what their professional wrestling is.
Or they think there's too much out there. And I'll throw that, and that's real talk for me. That, listen, I have 5 hours, throw in NXT, so I have 7 hours of wrestling already in my life that I have to watch.
How can I watch more? How can I watch Impact that's an hour? Or how can I watch an indie show? Or fuck, how am I supposed to watch AEW that's 5 hours on top of that? And we struggle week to week to kind of find time to just plug and play things in there.
Maybe people live better lives than us. Is that what they're saying?
And maybe people are retired and can choose what they want.
I need to cut my grass 7 times a week.
People might not have things to do.
All right. Let's wrap this up. We're going to head to segment 3 here in a minute. I'm going to grab another beer. I don't know. Somebody might have went to something else. We're going to tell you what we're going to be doing today for you guys.
Tomorrow today?
It's Miss Reality, Maddie Runkowski, and you are listening to the Can Crushers Wrestling Podcast. I mean, it's not as real as me, but you could listen to my episode.
Welcome back to Can Crushers Wrestling Podcast, because we're as real as you can get. Maddie.
All right, if you're taking a shot at Maddie Runkowski, then
I gotta take the shot at Maddie. There would have been other. I was going to talk about voices, hearing voices in my head, or the cult of personality being back. But we're as real as it gets, baby.
The Spinorama brought us Maddie Runkowski for the comeback.
Yeah. So I had.
So you're hating on her since you get to hear a commercial.
I gotta hate. Haters gotta hate.
So happy for Maddie Runkowski.
I am too.
Well, no, she's never an Can Crusher alum, because once you're an alum for life. Or like the NWO.
Yeah.
Or a Horseman.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Can Crusher for life.
Gets signed by WWE. She's in the PC now. I can't wait to see her do great things there. I love Maddie. I do. The autograph that I have from her, she is shit on Can Crusher. She's like, to Can Crushers Wrestling Podcast, get a better podcast name, Maddie Runkowski. So, yeah. One of my favorites. Congratulations to you signing with WWE. I can't wait to see you dethrone the 4 horsewomen. She's legit. Shot. If she'd have a great logo, she'd be the sleeve. And you haven't said any. By the way, I'm throwing you under the bus.
I keep looking at it,
but you haven't really I wanted you to fondle me as soon as I got here because you haven't seen everything at all.
First of all, you had a sweater on for the first hour you were here.
I did. And then I started sweating my nuts off.
Yeah.
By the way, apple pie ale that you fucking had 2 months ago is goddamn garbage. I'll finish it.
I told you it was garbage. I switched to Oktoberfest. But I've been staring at the tattoos. I'm like looking at them, overseeing them. I'm trying to pick out different ones. Like I see the WCW one. I see Mick Foley's. I see Chelsea Greens. They get better. There's Bliss. Yep. Oh, yeah, Bailey. Soup is on there. I see. Yep.
That's Flair.
But
might let me in.
And, yep. I'm seeing. See, now I can see them all. There's Sheiky Baby. Oh, the ice. Oh, there it is. That's the one I wanted to see, was the ice cream bar with Andre on it. There it is. Closer to the heart. It's not on the heart. It's on the other side of the It's a heart, but yeah.
I'm not going to turn around. It's the Roses behind me, and then the Miz and the Macho. You can look at them.
But okay, what is the pink armband at the top, the wrist?
This actually was the first thing that ever I had on this arm. This was, remember when there was jelly rolls or
no jelly roll?
I didn't mean to bring it back to those jelly bands that would like live strong or whatever.
Yeah.
But this is love and hope with the breast cancer thing in my grandmother's.
Okay.
Her name was Carmella. I love Carmella. Don't get me wrong. By the way, we also did a dirty that we're only announcing this in the fucking third segment.
Yeah.
We'll get to it. But this isn't for my bae, Carmella.
That's for your
my grandmother, Carmella. So I will always I support breast cancer awareness all the time. Congratulations to Sammy Guevara and Ty
on their little one, and
Bliss
and Ryan Cabrera on their little one.
Yeah.
And then Carmella and Corey, because
we did. Did we? I think we did a couple weeks ago.
We may have, but I'm going to throw it in there because it's been a whirlwind of 2 weeks.
It has been.
Yeah.
But 2 boys and a girl.
Yeah.
Right?
I think so, yeah.
I think so too.
Yeah, because
Carmella and Graves had a boy.
Right. Luna, Ty and Sammy had a girl, Luna,
right.
And then the other one was a boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have tag team partners with Carmella and
Alexis.
Yeah. And then either the ballet and or
future women's
champion
of AEW.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree.
Or they're going to sing.
They could sing. And Alexa can sing.
Yeah, I know Alexa can sing.
Well, future rock star there.
Yeah. Segment 3 is a shit show. Just
like the rest of the show.
Just to let you know. Before we talk about events of today for you guys, and then we'll kind of talk a little bit about Collision that we're going to, and then we're going to fully engulf Collision and some of the hooligans we're going with next week. Give you the whole rundown that we did on Saturday. The next couple weeks on Can Crushers, the Saturday shows are going to be crazy.
Yeah.
Yes, there's going to be content. Do we know as of yet? No, there are going to be surprises. Because they're going to be surprises to us.
We texted each other like, what do you want to do? I don't know. What do you want to do?
Yes. Yes. So we may pre-record before we go to the show, or we may be like, oh, fuck, we need to get something in. Nonetheless, the 9th and 16th, there will be shows of some sort, probably not covering wrestling for the week, though.
Right.
When we come back to cover wrestling for the week on the 23rd, we will also be announcing the Can Crusher Awards, which we'll also be discussing this weekend as well. You guys know the same ones, top match, top female, top male, those ones. We'll throw in some new ones and everything. And then on the 30th will be the Can Crusher Awards.
Yeah, will be the Crushies.
So there's no, if something major happens, we'll cover it. It'll be the Crushies and predictions for World's End.
Yep.
And then, it's 2024.
And we're off and running in 2024 then.
Right. So be prepared. There will be spotlights. Those are all pre-recorded because that's my part. Those are all pre-recorded in the hopper that are set to come out. It's just getting our schedule together because of this play that I'm in, which I'm super excited for.
Yeah, as you should be.
Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. Listen, there's a part in the play that first of all, it's a Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
By the Three Stooges almost. Okay. So there's a lot of hidgely-pidgely things. There's a lot of Abbott and Costello type of words. I am part of one of the longest Abbott and Costello things of this play.
Okay.
Essentially 3.5 minutes of back and forth nonsense. In its words, it's the whole Jacob Marley and Scrooge, the first meeting, essentially. There's a lot of stuff that goes on in that we spin a different way, but it's so hard because I say the same thing with only one word different, and it's the end word. So is it, who are you? Who are I? Who was you? Who is me? Who is that? So it's that back and forth. And it took me, because we've been practicing for 10 weeks, it took me until this Tuesday to finally get it right. And we've been off a book for 4 weeks. So I had to record it with the person that I'm with. Listening to it in the garbage truck, listening to it on the way to North Carolina, just like every so often I just pop it on so it stays, because listen, concussions, stupidness, Mark, and anything else you could say can go wrong in my head has.
Right.
So if I don't refresh it every so often,
then you don't know it.
Listen, I listen to songs from when I was a kid that I don't know the lyrics to. How the fuck do you expect me to get this in 10 weeks? I swear to God,
that's a wild stat.
It's true though. There's songs that I love from when I was a child that I don't know the correct words. I
don't know correct words like that. Yeah, what was that?
I'm in a play that I need to
know what. Yeah, agreed. Okay, that's fair. What I was saying is with the words to the songs, it was like that's wild. But yeah, correct words and all that. But in a play, you've had 10 weeks, right?
Yeah,
give or take.
Give or take.
That's rough learning all of that in 10 weeks. Like, I could never try it. I would never.
You should. It has been
I can barely remember my name sometimes.
It has been hell, but it's been so much fun. Listen, I am.
That's fair.
I am in love with everybody, cast and crew.
Yeah.
Like, it's a frat. It's like a bonding experience. Will I do another play? Yeah, probably in another 30. The last play I was in high school. So it's been 30 years.
That's fair.
Will I do another one? I will probably do one a year.
Do you want to know what the last play I did?
4th grade.
8th.
Oh.
It wasn't a speaking part.
You were a tree.
Do you want to guess what I was? Not a tree. I was a person. Famous person in history.
Humpty Dumpty.
No.
I'm only... Because I know... Listen, we get casted.
Yeah.
As kids.
Yeah. Well, my big ass was casted as Jesus Christ. And it was a silhouette play. And it's 8th grade, and I have to pretend to be the child of, well, not the child, but Mary was holding Jesus after he passed away. So I had to pretend like I was in her lap. So I was in this poor girl's lap, an 8th grader's lap, and I'm a big boy. So you can just imagine how that is. And I felt so bad during it, but I couldn't move.
At least you weren't baby Jesus in the...
Yeah, there was no way that was going to fucking go off unless it was my pinky toe. But, so yeah, I was Jesus Christ in a play.
I don't know if I could take on the role of Jesus. First of all, I'd never get the role of Jesus.
I didn't have the role of Jesus. Somebody did, and they left. And they were like, well, you can do it. I'm like, you sure about this? Are you sure about that? They're like, yeah. Good luck. So this is in front of the entire congregation, because this is Stations of the Cross for Easter. Not to take away from what you're talking about.
No, you win.
That was my last play.
You win.
I had to be Jesus.
You win.
Maybe that's why I grow the beard now. Who knows?
You're more Jesus-y, though.
Yeah. Maybe. Yeah.
I mean, 8th grade, you didn't have a beard as Jesus.
That's true.
I
didn't really have a beard until I was like 25.
Oh, yeah.
It was shitty.
Listen.
Let's be honest. That was shitty.
When we first met. A patchy here, a patchy there.
Big ass fucking fat roll off the side of it. It was bad. And through God-willing perseverance,
God said, you need a beard.
I need a beard. Finally got one. And now it's growing as long as I can make it.
30 years later, now you have to be hung on the cross.
Not going to go there. Not getting that smite. But...
This is fucking taking a while.
Just took a turn I didn't want it to take. Oh, Jesus. Woof.
Literally, oh, Jesus.
Yeah. All right. Anyways, back to your play. But
no, I'm done with my play.
But no, to your point, it's hard to learn the lines. It's hard to,
really.
However long it's going to end up being, it's going to be one of those things where when you finish it, you're going to feel really accomplished and be like really proud of it. I know you will.
Oh, but, no. I am now that I've taken a step to get back in and do it. But listen, anybody that's listening in the footlighters and everything, it will be one a year. I can't do these, and God love the people that can do from one roll of Mrs. Cratchit to the next roll of green eggs and ham.
Yeah.
I need a year to clear this shit out of my mind. Because, listen, I'm struggling for this one part, but when it sticks in, it's going to be stuck.
Well, we're taking probably a deeper path than we wanted to in this segment, but we're going to do it anyways.
Right. Because we're going drinking and we're going to Collision. Yeah, that's all you really need to know.
Yeah. You talked about the concussions. We know you've had them and all that. You get the headaches and all that. Is it better to do like roles like this because you're doing more memory and all that? I know you might not know that, but I mean, it might be good for the head and all that you can do these roles.
That's
and
probably something a study has done.
More than likely, that's what I'm just saying. There's benefits for you doing this, and that's why do it as often as you can. You said once a year, that's fine, but it's driving your mind to do more. And
you know what I probably should have done if everybody in the play would have worked with me, and I'm not saying they wouldn't have. The last couple of weeks, there's one part that. Did I mention it? So I'm being dead serious. Did I mention it that I struggled with it on air? Or did I just tell you?
I think you just told me.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's one part that I was struggling with, so me and my counterpart actually recorded it on my phone. I've learned it better that way.
Yeah.
So if I would have possibly recorded the whole play on my phone one time and listened to it, and knowing and willingly when Bob Smith in the play said green eggs and ham, and I said, I love them. If that was my line, I would know that's my line.
Yeah.
Some of the parts came boom, boom, boom because they're just that stupid.
Yeah.
If it's stupid, ask Kelly.
Yeah.
I will remember it. If it's something of significance like her birthday or an anniversary or anything like that, why would I remember that? This part that I'm struggling with, and I fucked up my phone now because I tapped on it, is probably, it's one of the funnier parts in the play.
Yeah.
It lasts about 3.5 minutes. There's a lot of stupid banter, which you would think, oh, Mark, you would get it. It's too much.
Mm-hmm.
Because, as you know, and as people that have listened to the show and seen me at like wrestlings and High Ground or anywhere that I've worked before, I am off the cuff. I really am. We've done some promos for the show, and it's like, hey, tell me about your character. And I'm like, hey, I'm the stage manager. I should just be nailing. And I've taken people's words that they say about me in the play. I should just be nailing bits. I'm not an actor. Yeah. I've taken everybody else's things, but they're like, well, put a word in from what you say.
Right.
If it's off the cuff, I can do that. But they're like, put something in that you actually say. I can't. It's got to be very structured with me.
So you can remember it and kind of go off that cadence of it.
Yeah.
That's fair. Also, I do think we talked about that on air, to be honest, after thinking about, not after that part, when you mentioned that part, but then after that we didn't talk about. But when we talked about it on air, I was sitting here like, oh shit, I think we did do that. So my mind is completely shot as well. See, the whole Jesus thing went to my head, and now I'm just big-headed over here.
I honestly don't know. I mean, everybody believes what they believe, and we're not going to get down that path, but that might be a part I could be like, first of all, they would never cast me as Jesus.
Well,
because that's a lot. And they know, hey, he's...
Listen, even in 8th grade, I was bigger than Jesus, probably, size-wise.
Right, no.
But
right.
It's like, I think they got desperate, and they needed somebody to play it. And that's...
Stupid was written across their forehead. They had to love you.
They could trust me with that, and I wouldn't be an idiot with it, right? Because I didn't do much. Like, I wasn't over the top in school. I was there, did my thing, got through it, whatever. I will say this. I think they would choose me again? Abso-fucking-lutely not. I wouldn't. But it is what it is.
Touche. So, do you have some of the card pulled up? I mean, we've danced around.
There's only 3 matches that have been brought up for Collision. It's the 3 we know, the Blue League matches. So,
and I think this is what's going to happen across Dynamite and Collision for the next couple of weeks. You're going to get 3 announced.
Yep.
And then, because I didn't know Julia was fighting both shows. I didn't know
that
this,
either.
that, you know.
Yeah.
So I think you're going to get the tournament or whatever we're calling it. Yeah, matches. And they're, listen, we've just shit on Mark Briscoe and Jay Lethal. You're at least going to get good stuff from Jay Lethal and Mark Briscoe. As much as it's going to go to a draw, it's going to be a fucking banger.
Yeah.
But
I agree. And the Blue League, which we're getting tonight when you guys are listening.
Danielson 2023!
My God, that was the whole controversy from when we bought the tickets till now. Would Danielson fight
Cody Hetrick?
Cody Hetrick was
beside himself.
He was beside himself for a little bit because Danielson got injured, which rightfully so. I mean, all of us, I think, want to see Danielson wrestle one last time in person if we haven't seen it before. So we're blessed with that. It might be Pirate Danielson, but we're going to see it anyways when he faces Eddie Kingston.
Cody would have bailed on us.
I don't know if that would have happened.
No.
But he would have not been happy, I think. But, well, he probably would have been more unhappy because I said, oh, he'll probably be on commentary instead. And then he wouldn't be able to hear it. I thought I was going to get murdered when I made that comment to him. Rightfully so. Anyways, We have Garcia Andrade, which that should be
a great match.
It should be a great match. Then we have Claudio and Brody King, which I think is the sleeper.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be that could be match of the night, depending on how Eddie and Danielson go.
Listen, this is where I want to make a prediction for nothing, for nothing or for everything. I don't care.
Danhausen comes out.
No, I want Brody King to win that match.
I do too.
Listen, I'm over Claudio.
Yeah.
His ROH ring, his championship did nothing for me, and he's not doing anything right now.
He hasn't done. He showcased himself,
right?
Which is what we wanted, and he was the ROH champion. But I think he was too long ROH champion.
Yes,
and I think they had to extend it because of Eddie's injury. That was the only reason, and I think that did him more harm than good. I do think though, Brody. I would agree with you. Brody wins that match because I think they're trying to make Brody a force to be reckoned with, surprise third place finisher type thing.
Number one contender for this once it's over.
Once it's over, yeah. Because I think they're going to make Buddy and Malachi a tag team, and then have Brody run off the side. I'm okay. I'd rather have the Kings of the Black Throne as a tag team.
Me too.
But take what we can get. Right?
Right.
So,
as long as they all have titles.
Agreed. If they can grip the House of Black and Gold.
Right. I have personally said, I don't know if AEW is ready for a faction. And I've said this for a while, to have every title.
Yeah.
I'm now ready.
Now I'm ready, yeah. I mean, the closest they've had was the Elite, but that's because they're the Elite and that they're not really a faction.
I didn't really look at them that way.
Exactly. And honestly, when they did that, yeah, they had the tag titles and the world title, but then they also only had the trios title, and that was it was for 2 seconds.
Titles.
Yeah, the trios title is trios title at this point.
Yeah.
But so those are the 3 matches announced right now. It's the Blue League.
Who else do you want to see there?
I think we're going to get promos, obviously, from Copeland. Probably Christian might show up, I think, because he seems to be doing both shows in that.
He does.
The Acclaim's probably going to show up because they are primarily...
They were not on Dynamite this week
They were not, so we're going to be scissoring a lot in the crowd.
I'm all right with that.
I'm okay
I haven't
with
scissored
that.
yet.
I haven't either.
Okay. And I'm going to be in pink, so I could get spotted.
You could get spotted, and I'm wearing the blue hoodie with my multicolored hat for Crucial Catch, so
there you go.
We might get...
Does the rest of the other idiots going with us going to wear something? Do they know that they should be wearing something good?
Well, I think they're going to wear wrestling t-shirts, I think for the most part.
Nobody's wearing a Hulk Hogan shirt,
Moochie
right?
Probably will. Or he's wearing Macho Man. We should take bets. Macho Man or Hogan? Macho Man. He wears that one everywhere.
Yeah.
Watch you fucking Hogan.
Because he doesn't have a Goldust shirt. That's the only reason.
He does not. Might need to get him to invest in a Dustin shirt.
Does Dustin have a shirt? I digress.
Does he? I don't know. I'm on their site, but I'm not going to shop AEW right now to find out. Hetrick's going to wear a Danielson shirt.
Oh, yeah.
100%. My friend Scott, who's going, because the other people you don't know, you haven't met yet.
Right. We're in the fantasy football league with him.
Yeah. Yep. Scott, you think we're big wrestling fans? Talk to him. He'll talk to you about the Bloodline for an hour and a half. He'll talk to you about anything for
a
long period of time. So Scott, he'll probably have something on. He definitely has the wardrobe. He's going to go wrestling, probably more WWE because he's not watching AEW a lot, but he might go WWE on it. So,
okay.
Friend Quinn, well, his name's Mike, but we call him Quinn because there's Mike. Too many goddamn Mikes in this fucking friend group sometimes. He'll probably wear something wrestling related or just a t-shirt or something. And his brother's coming, so he's usually just
there.
Casual, yeah. So, a lot of good groups. Mike Quinn ran a wrestling fantasy league for a hot minute. That kind of went down by the wayside after a while.
Bring that back.
There's got to be a way to do that. I think now it's less predictable in the world of WWE or AEW that we could probably run with it.
Oh, I agree.
I agree. I don't know how, but I would sit down and think about it. The way he did it was good, but it got iffy at the end. So I think there's a better way to do it.
Okay.
So, but yeah,
that'll be a show within itself someday.
maybe we
8
talk
months
about that.
later.
8 months later, many years later. All right. Yeah. Outside of that, then we're just a bunch of hooligans trying to get pre-gamed for this.
Oh, and we're gonna get pre-gamed.
Mark's gonna get pre-gamed. I gotta bust Mark's ass around.
I'm not gonna get pre-gamed enough that I'm not gonna remember the show.
I would hope not. Well, we're going to do a couple breweries around town. I have a game plan, I think, tentatively, because I think we can hit Erie Brewing Company on the west side by the airport. West side. We can pick up lunch there if you want. And then Black Monk, who's been texting me, because I'm an alcoholic apparently, with their specials. So we'll stop there for one. So you can get a taste of that. Got to hit Lavery's, because they're a big name here. Maybe Voodoo at one point, because that's on State Street, right down the street. We're going to go to the hot spot of Plymouth for meet up with everybody.
Supper.
Yeah, that's supper. And then we'll be at Collision at that point.
Walking point.
Yeah. Yeah, so we'll figure that out. I did tell the guys, you were on that text message chain. We'll see if some people want to join us on the libations before we get down to Plymouth.
That would be amazing.
If not, then great.
Go
Whatever
fuck
it
yourself.
is. Yeah, right? I feel like we're going to get maybe a couple, I think, out. At least while we're bar hopping a little bit. But, yeah.
Listen, everybody's going to be like, oh, how much Mark going to drink? Because we know he's an alcoholic all the time when he goes out. It's going to be like one at each place. That's it. I mean, we're going,
get it.
We're going early, so I have to make it till...
We got to get you to Plymouth at 4. Well, we're going to get you lunch at EBC, so maybe 1 or 2 there. Then we'll get you one at, Black Monk and that. We'll get you there. Well, yeah. You'll be fine.
I'm not going with I'm also going to watch the percentages on all of them.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's going to be some that I'm like, oh, man, I really would like a pineapple upside down cake beer, but it's 12% alcohol. Well, next time.
Not going to happen. Yeah.
I'm not starting hard at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, God, no.
And then we're like, whoop. Mark's taking a nap at 3.
I'm trying to think. I don't think a lot of places have more. Well, they definitely go up to 7 or 8,
but still.
Yeah.
Baby steps.
Very, very tiny baby steps.
So, you guys don't give 2 shits what we're going to do next week. Because we may cover our extravaganza somehow. We may have something else. I really can't tell you at this point. So we're not going to lie to you and say, hey, this is what we're talking about. It's got to be fit in, and I'm not being a dick, my schedule.
Yep.
I mean, so we'll figure it out.
You're not.
You'll have something up there next Saturday.
We will figure out what that will be. Whatever it is, I'm doing homework now to try to figure out something to do and bring to you guys. But maybe it's just about your experience in the town of Erie and how much Bailey's giving you shit for being in my house for 3 hours.
Listen, I gave her a treat. She smiled at me. She went away. She had to go pee, and she yelled at me again.
She was asleep for the longest time, didn't have an issue, and she's back on the couch, asleep right now.
Waving at people outside.
Yeah.
Hey.
She's fucking around with you big
time.
Know,
clearly.
She's not afraid of him. She's not also angry at him. It's just more...
She knows we're both assholes.
She knows we're both assholes, and she's like, God damn it, he's got another one in the house. Yeah. So she's just living her life right now.
I'm going to lay on the couch later on, and when I start to doze, she's going to come out and RKO me.
No. Is she asleep right now?
I don't see her.
She's on the chair, so she's asleep. After she goes out for that last time, she's done.
Oh.
So she'll probably waddle her way back to the room, and that's it. She'll
till 6:30.
Till about 6:30. Actually, she'll be up earlier, but I won't get up till after 6.
Oh, okay.
So
I was hoping, but hey, a little over 3 hours. We've taken care of business.
What a surprise! What a surprise! We went over 3 hours.
Well, an hour was just catching up. So
yeah, I know, right? We had 2 weeks off.
I know. Essentially. Guys, we love you. We are excited to bring essentially the real show that we're looking forward to is the Crushies.
Yeah.
But on the 22nd, we will give you for sure all of the categories is the word I'm looking for. Categories, and we'd love you to call it. Just like last year. Listen, we'll make our predictions on End of the Worlds, or whatever the hell it's called, World's End, and then we'll get right into the crushies.
Yeah.
Because we want you guys to call in, give us your whatevers, but most of the 22nd will be us giving you
The crushies.
The categories, so you guys can call in. You have a week to call in. That's call in, text in, whatever you want. Not text. Jesus Christ, I'm not giving you any one of my numbers or Jenks's, but you know what I mean. Messages.
And think about it now. Just start thinking about it now, because a lot of the categories will carry over from last year and the years prior.
Right.
But start thinking about it, because you know in your heart of hearts what you're already choosing.
Right. Do you? I don't.
I don't. I won't say I do. I know what Spectacle of the Year is, because we've already given that one away. But we're not going to give it away again.
Right.
Because I think that one has outshined everything that's happened this year.
Oh, I agree.
Actually, the past 2 years. But maybe more. But
like Tag Team of the Year?
Tag Team of the Year is tough.
Yeah.
It's been very sketchy with tag teams this year overall.
I know.
So who do you go with? What do you go with? What do you do? I don't know.
Last year at this time, I could give you a Female of the Year right off the bat, too.
Yeah, that's been tough. But there's been a lot of injuries that plagued.
I know.
That kind of make it...
On both.
On both. I think I have a clear runner for female.
I don't, because she hasn't defended the title much.
Fair. That's fair.
And you know exactly who I mean.
Yeah, I know exactly.
And that's who you were going to go with.
Probably. Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, you guys do too, because you can put 2 and 2 together.
You put 2 and 2 together. But Man of the Year? I don't fucking know.
No clue.
I couldn't tell you.
No.
Match of the Year? I don't know.
There's 4 or 5 that
were great matches, but
yeah,
I don't know what they are.
There's going to be a lot of homework this year. Probably last year, I put it together in 2 days. I'm not going to lie to anybody. I put it together in 2 days.
Yeah.
Not this year.
I'm thankful I'm off the week before
I'm thankful.
we record, because I got to sit there and be like, what the fuck am I doing here? What is my life?
I'm thankful I still have every Friday off. Plus, I still have like 6 days randomly. So,
can we also...
By the way, go ahead.
No, you first, because you threw a hand out.
I did. Season 2 is $24.99.
Yeah. What the fuck?
For 3 things?
So far.
Well, you get the Acclaimed in the new stadium. Whoa, I don't give a shit about the new stadium. The Acclaimed is not. All right. Beat the Elite, whatever new story mode that's going to be. I mean, because that's not. The only thing released so far is the Acclaimed in the new stadium.
Right.
Or whatever, the event. And then the Timeless Era. Well, that's clearly Tony Storm.
Yeah.
3 wrestlers are $9 a piece, rounding.
Yeah.
No. I didn't buy it yet.
I didn't either. I haven't pulled the trigger on that.
So, I want the Acclaimed.
I do want the Acclaimed, but it's not... I mean, you can buy them individually, but at the same time, I want to know if I'm going to get more out of my $25 than just what they've announced. Am I getting 5 DLCs? Because what was it? 5 DLCs after the first release.
Right.
If I'm getting 5,
okay,
I'll buy it. And maybe they just haven't determined if we can get 5 yet, because they don't know who they want to pull in yet.
This is going to be a talking point for when we record next week as well, so put a pin in this. We don't have the full game of Fyter Fest, Fight Forever yet.
No.
We've paid $70 for the beta and more.
Yeah.
In a year, when somebody's like, oh, this game is actually not bad, and they resell it to everybody else, that'll be the full game.
Yeah.
We're the fucking idiots continuing to fund this game. And now, listen, I still play it. I love it. I love what it does. It's fun. I think we jumped on way too soon.
I think so too, because we didn't think it was going to be a Fire Pro Wrestling type DLC package. We didn't think there was going to be a Season 1, Season 2, Season 3. We thought it was WWE 2K 2023. You're getting somewhat polished package and then some DLCs afterwards.
Yeah. No.
No.
Not at all.
It has, I will give it this credit though. It has what you would expect from a No Mercy-esque game.
Touche.
But in the world of 2023, 2024, we wanted more out of the game. We want to see more. We want to do more. We want to have more. Road to the Elite is a struggle to get through unless you're trying to earn something. Let's be honest. Because you're just, okay, I'm eating at a restaurant, and now I'm going to whip somebody's ass.
I still don't have the Big Show or fucking Paul White on the game yet because I don't want to lose matches.
I'm going to be honest. I don't play the Road to the Elite that often because I've only gotten so far with Miro because A, I don't want to lose matches, but B, it's not entertaining to me to sit there and just do that. I just want to play a game. And like I'm avoiding tag teams in that game. I played it a couple times and I'm like,
me too.
I don't want to play tag teams. I want to play Exploding Barbed Wire Deathmatch and I want to play Lights Out matches and things of that nature. That's what I want to do.
Have you, and really this is the last thing because we're long now. Have you tried to get on Stadium Stampede in the last month?
No.
Don't.
That bad?
Nobody's playing it anymore.
I figured.
You sit there and you simmer, or you buffer. Not simmer, because you're not getting cooked. But you just sit there and you buffer, and maybe in 20 minutes.
You'll get enough players.
Yeah.
But that's because the illusion was there at first. It was just, okay, we have a Battle Royale thing, but you can only do so much with a helmet, and if you can't find a golf cart.
Or a horse. There's one horse, one golf course.
Yeah.
Cart.
Yeah, one golf course. 18 holes.
Right.
But if you don't find it, you're fucked.
Yeah. You'll get your ass run over real quick.
If you throw 5 in there, people are doing demolition derbies. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
But they won't do that.
No.
So.
We're glad to be back. We're not taking a break. But we'll talk live to you on the 22nd.
We will.
We love you.
Sure.
Is there any holiday in between now and then?
There could be Hanukkah.
There's Hanukkah. Belsnickel comes soon. Do you know who Belsnickel is? He puts shit in your shoes, like toys, if you're good.
Oh, wait, is that the 6th? Because I always consider that St. Nick's Day.
Well,
yeah.
Listen, everybody's going to... Every nationality or culture calls them something different.
Okay.
As an Italian Hispanic, we've called them... We've called them Belsnickel. That's at least what my grandma told me.
That's fair. Happy Hanukkah because it's December 7th through the 15th.
Okay.
So enjoy that. Krampus will probably show up at some point. Ruin all the bad, naughty children's lives.
Krampus is Christmas Eve, though, I thought.
He's close to Christmas, so yeah, Krampus is going to...
He's not going to come before the 22nd. The kids could change their fucking ways in 3 days. Not me. Or you.
Or typical children.
All right, you're screwed. Krampus is coming as well.
Krampus is coming for your asses. Don't worry about it. But I don't think there's any other holidays.
I don't think so either.
Well, we might as well look while I'm here.
Remember, just because you're trash doesn't mean you can't do great things.
You're a garbage can, not a garbage can not. Make sure you tell your loved ones that you love them.
Because you never know.
Whoop whoop.